And hailing frequencies are open. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shield of Tomorrow, our Star Trek RPG show here on Geek and Sundry, Twitch, and Alpha. Yeah! Hell yeah, everybody! Yeah, let's. I don't have Hector's energy. I need it. I need more coffee. So yeah, welcome back to the show. We got some announcements before we jump into tonight's episode. Let me go ahead and start by saying hi, Lisa.
Hi.
It's good to see you. You are not in uniform.
No.
That's going to go on your record. Sorry. Wow, the nostril flare of anger. Hey, Lisa, before I launch into announcements tonight, I just want to go ahead and just get this because I'm excited by it. But what was it that I was seeing you post on Facebook today about this certain project that you're launching?
Yes.
Having to do not that is, but is not, but is, but is not my favorite character in TNG.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally not. Nope, not even close. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Who are you talking about? No, it's called The Listener Spectral Awakening, and it's a digital series that it's been in development for a few years, and now we're gearing up to do our Kickstarter in a few months. And it's super exciting. We've been a little bit like hibernating for a while. A couple years ago, we were out at cons a lot more and like tweeting and Instagramming, and then we took like a year to just be like, okay, let's get some stuff actually shot and worked on.
Cool.
So now we have VFX artists finishing up their work, and we're gonna have
a
trailer soon.
Can they find that on your Twitter?
It's we're all. So I am linked to it on my Twitter and Instagram and my Facebook page.
Awesome.
But it's called Listener Series at Listener Series on everything.
You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
You'll know when you'll see it.
Yes, and it's like and it's inspired by Trek. It is a sci-fi story that is. The beginnings of it were as a direct fan film, but then as we were writing, and then as fan rules came up with CBS, we were like, you know what, let's just play it safe and just not make it that. But it's it's influenced by Star Trek.
Obviously, yeah.
You can see the influence in it.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very excited about it. That's how we bonded, is because we are like our favorite character.
Yep.
We have the simultaneous. So real quick, this weekend, yesterday, in fact, we did the Star Trek Online play-along, which was a shite ton of fun.
I'm so sad I missed it.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Especially
the first, yeah.
I'm drinking some right now.
The first time we did it was chaotic but fun. This time was just goofy, zany fun from start to finish. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun times hanging out with you guys and fighting a simulated snowman on Risa, like you do.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So yeah, that was pretty rad. So a big shout out to, Modifius. We'll get to them in a second. But a big shout out to our friends at Star Trek Online, because they did what, Bonnie? Would you like to tell us what they did?
I'm a tribble.
Bonnie is a tribble. Bonnie's a freaking tribble in Star Trek Online.
I don't know what noise that was. I'm a tribble.
So if you haven't seen it, and I'm sure we're bringing it up now, but if you haven't seen it in Star Trek Online, you can go to your replicator in your item inventory. And
Dr. Thorlos found me.
Yes, you can scroll to the bottom and replicate cream soda. Leave the cream soda in your inventory with any tribble, and that will constitute as feeding the tribble, and it will breed a red-headed Bajoran tribble that snorts, apparently.
It snorts.
I believe
it snorts to snort adorably. But they said not to worry, it's not a medical thing, and maybe even endearing.
Yeah.
It says that in the text.
Apparently,
some people might find it charming.
According to the description, this particular species of daring tribble was found at the bottom of a crate of cream soda by an Andorian doctor. So Star Trek Online now has and my favorite part about this red-headed tribble is that it has a Bajoran earring.
It's just so rad.
Cracks me the hell up.
My community manager was like, I know that she doesn't wear hers, but
I do though.
On my ankle. I wear it on my ankle. Sam pointed out.
And a tribble could be on its ankle. You don't know.
It's amazing.
You don't know where the
It's on the tribble's ankle. You don't know.
There you go.
It's
perfect in every way.
Putting a Bajoran earring on a tribble, I give that a pass any day of the damn week. That's amazing.
Because you saw the Latin name of the tribble, right?
Yes!
It's Sage.
I know!
Oh my goodness.
Yo, yesterday I was screaming, poor Xander was just trying to sleep, and then it'd be silent, and then all of a sudden, I'm a tribble! I was screaming it, and he was like, I know, go to sleep. You don't understand!
Yeah, so thank you so much for that. And before we move on, don't forget to check out our fleets. Shield of Tomorrow fleet and Star Trek Online, and if you're on the Klingon side, Klingon side, It's Sword of Tomorrow, and Sword of Tomorrow needs help because Klingon side usually always is a little empty. So we need to get people in there to start because our Federation fleet in Star Trek Online is just
tomorrow. So you were saying it's sort of tomorrow.
sort of.
It was like, it's not quite
They're
today.
gonna rename it
It's a
now.
little bit tomorrow.
Kinda tomorrow.
Slot, it was sort of tomorrow.
It's like 11:30
Like limbo,
p.m.
dusk of tomorrow.
Yeah. So Anovos, as always, thank you so much for our uniforms that Elisa probably obviously just doesn't care about. I mean, obviously
I'm just
doesn't.
a rogue Vulcan. I just don't care about rules today. I don't care
Which
about
version of Talon came?
I know this is Mirror Universe today.
Mirror Universe Delon. Yeah.
I'm
So
here for it.
Very quick announcement.
I'm just gonna say this: Anovos has some of the best customer service I've ever had to deal with. I've had two issues that I had to bring up to them, and they solved it in no time flat and sent me on my way. It was brilliant. I'm very pleased. That is a company I am thrilled that we are interacting with, not only because they give us like these rad uniforms, but the fact that they've instituted payment plans, because sometimes these uniforms are a little pricey, but they do payment plans now. I know.
Now I gotta get.
I know.
Dang it! Why'd you mention that?
That
Sorry.
Discovery one.
Here comes my cadet Tilly
Yeah,
cosplay.
get your Discovery uniforms because those things are
Really
pretty.
tempted. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. But
Also, giveaway codes. We're having giveaway codes tonight for Star Trek Online, so definitely stay active in chat when we go on our break later this evening. So mention that old Game Master screen. Yes. So my Game Master screen underwent a bit of a technical malfunction, so it's getting fixed. But I have the official Modifius Game Master screen this evening, which is huge and pretty. So I'll be using this for a spell, and we will get the other one back going here as quickly as possible. So if anybody had any questions about that, that really weren't particularly pertinent, but in case anybody was wondering,
it looks nice.
Yeah, I dig
That's
it.
the
I
Enterprise
dig it.
on there, right?
Yeah. Actually, these are the three vessels. The art on the front of this are the first time I saw this was these are the vessels that you played in the play test in the Shackleton Expanse. No joke. So
Cool.
But we'll be bringing.
Which we will someday.
I just need to. I love the art that
Someday.
that our fan created for the other screen so much, and I just want to get that back because it's so pretty. I think that's it. Does anybody else have anything before we
real
move on,
quick
so we can
one.
jump into a very complicated episode tonight? What's that?
Really, really quick one. For those of you who follow the Library Bards on social media, do it still.
Which is
and
all of
follow it if you don't, because possibly tomorrow we shall be releasing a new music video.
Ooh, is it what I think it is?
What are you thinking? There could be the word star in it. It might not necessarily be Trek, but there's a new movie coming out this week that we're trying to jump
just
on.
a little indie film.
Little
haven't
small
heard of it.
indie film.
Don't know what
You
we're
might not
talking
have
about.
heard of it.
Don't know what we're talking about.
It's about a Jedi.
Oh, okay.
You'll know.
That sounds racist.
Weird.
Jetty.
Gosh.
Jetty.
Thank you.
A
yes.
Yeti?
A Yeti.
What, a
Yeti.
Yeti. A Yeti. Ah.
Maybe
The last
Yeti.
Yeti.
But yes, if you guys follow us on social media,
Yeti.
we're
That's
hopefully,
exactly how
fingers
probably
crossed,
our
if everything
families
goes
would say
to plan, we shall be releasing it tomorrow.
Wow.
Should I say Shield of Tomorrow?
Okay.
No, sort of tomorrow.
Sort of
Sort of.
tomorrow.
We'll be releasing it sort of tomorrow.
All right. With no further ado, then we're going to go ahead and jump into tonight's
Wait,
episode.
we're forgetting one announcement.
I'm sorry.
The most
I'm sorry.
important
Sam, did you have an
announcement
announcement?
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
feels
That
better.
makes sense.
Now
Yeah.
it's a game.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel complete.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tonight we're going to start off our episode of. We got a little fuzzy on the title of the episode, but I believe it is called "Becomes the Lion," or "Becoming the Lion." It's one of those two.
New episode.
Cool.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Last episode was
New
called
art.
Scarecrow.
Becomes
Oh, right.
Anybody get it in it?
Oh, are we going to? Oh, okay.
Wait, I thought we were doing The Way of Shep,
no.
part 2,
I
3,
need a
and 4.
brain.
So, so last when we last left off, which was about 2 weeks ago, some serious shit was going down. Aside from the encounters with the Klingons, you had found this wayward listening outpost that was in this asteroid field, essentially a planetary graveyard of an asteroid field. This asteroid field, as I described, is expansive, mind-bogglingly expansive. It expands something a little over more than 5 light years or so. Its dimensions are slightly off, and that is largely to do with the event of the pull. If anybody remembers correctly, at one point during the past episode, we had an event where the pull actually shifted the asteroid field. On top of this, Commander Rue seems to have had some kind of premonition that there was a listening outpost. Information that they must have just picked up in just like glancing over an intelligence dossier some time ago. I think there was a listening outpost in this massive asteroid field. Of course, what the crew has not yet been able to pin down is that Rue is currently undergoing what could charitably be described as an identity crisis, as its now revealed first host, one Dryden Rue, has semi-revealed, has begun to surface and assert itself on Janelle as they are trying to fulfill their duties. It has not been a full assertion, however. This presence has not been able to completely inject itself into Janelle's experience day to day. However, it is having a subconscious effect, and has been able to manipulate some of the decisions and feelings that Janelle has had, which has led to some pretty not happy character tension between Captain, Commander, and the other members of the crew. On top of all of this happening, the outpost, we also discovered that there was a lone survivor from what looks like a Klingon raid on this outpost. A operations officer by the name of Lassie Leclerc, a Scotswoman who is completely devoid of her memory, has no idea what's happened to her since she graduated Starfleet Command. And it has gradually begun to start getting back to her, or Starfleet Command, Starfleet Academy. And it has gradually begun to seep back in. You've gradually begun to remember what's happening, but it's not there yet. It's just vague images and hazy thoughts, but you know that you were a Starfleet officer, and you are also aware that this was a listening outpost from Starfleet Intelligence specifically, an old listening outpost. In an attempt to understand what this outpost was doing out here, a self-destruct was accidentally initiated when data was trying to be extracted from the core, and with some quick thinking and not at all insider information from another personality asserting itself, Janelle promptly saved the away team's life by getting everyone out of there before this place detonated, which it did, destroying everything that was in the computer core, minus the 2 tricorders that our own Malo Ren was able to salvage. Not only did you salvage these tricorders, but what you've discovered is these tricorders seem to have downloaded information. They were almost being used as data depositories of information from the computer banks of this place. So in other words, not all was lost. And do you remember what you discovered in those tricorders? Do you happen to remember?
I discovered
Nothing specific, but you
that
discovered.
I refused to look and tell my debriefing with my superior officers.
You took a glance, realized it was a couple of hundred steps over your pay grade, promptly closed it, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna hand this off to somebody who
I think
can
my
do
exact
something
words
about it.
were, I don't want to be black bagged.
Yeah. It's just something about my body floating through the vacuum of space.
Sage
It
wants
doesn't
to
appeal.
look at it. Just a peek.
Sage was also up to some shenanigans that I can't reveal, but some things did happen last episode.
As in our lovely Sam would say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I think I have heard Sam say that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, a few times. Talon, of course, has been an observer in all of the happenings on the ship, doing what they can to keep an eye out for Klingons, as you guys are still in Klingon space, though you are rapidly approaching the borders to the Shackleton Expanse, with only about 4 or 5 more days to go at maximum warp.
And we still have a clear path, right?
You still have a clear path. Apparently, so what you did learn from the Klingons who fled the battle was that they were from House Duras. The Federation knows all about House Duras and the conflicts that have been involved, their involvement with the Romulans. It's not like deep intelligence to know that House Duras currently is a disgraced house. How they have not been stripped of their family name is kind of unheard of, and how they've been able to pull that off. But even under the rule of Gowron, they have managed to survive like a rat.
Is that Worf's house?
House Duras was the house that
House of Mom, you're right.
House of Martok is technically Worf's house at this period. Or no, not yet.
I think
Not
it's
yet.
still
Not yet. I think that's coming.
Almost. Almost.
But it's going to be.
House of Mo.
Currently House of
still.
Mo.
House of the House of Duras. Duras has been the principal Klingon antagonist. They are the ones responsible for doing the cover-up of the slaughter that Worf's dad was blamed for. They're also the
That's
ones.
right.
Yeah, they were the ones.
Okay.
They used to be tight with House Moog.
Yeah, and
then-
House Duras is also responsible for the death of Worf's mate, who is one of my favorite characters on Star Trek. She was so fucking rad.
Yeah.
She,
It's okay, he got himself good Parma. Just saying.
yeah.
Remember how Worf had a son?
Alexander.
What did they do with that?
They
What did
brought
they do
him
with
back.
Alexander?
Alexander makes an appearance again as a grown young man in DS9,
Good.
trying to assert himself. Alexander has a really beautiful and interesting and out-of-the-box character arc that I highly recommend everyone follow. He is not your typical Klingon.
Good. I'm
He's
glad.
so
he's-
adorable.
I'm glad he comes back.
Yeah,
He's adorable.
Baby
But
boy.
No, check Alexander out in DS9. He's really cool. He basically
I know he
signs
comes
up for the
back, but I
Klingon
still like calling
KDF to
him,
prove
"But
himself
father."
to his dad, even though he says he's not here to prove himself to his dad. But he's there.
Well, of course.
I'm your deputy,
But-
father.
And in the novels, he has a really interesting arc too. But anyway,
Sorry.
so yeah,
so sweet.
where we start off, we left off last time with Lassie LeClaire trying to regain their memories. You haven't been able to get them back just yet. You've been trying to earn the trust of your fellow Starfleet officers and trying to understand why there's distrust. And on the flip side of that, the undertones of Janelle trying to convince Captain Martinez that something is wrong with Lassie LeClaire. This, I believe you're Lieutenant Commander, is that correct?
Lieutenant?
Or is it Lieutenant? This lieutenant that you've managed to snatch off the station, who is a member of Starfleet Intelligence, for some reason, Rue feels very strongly they cannot be trusted. And where we left off was a very intense conversation between Captain and Commander as to what the next move on that is. We're actually going to start tonight's game in the ready room as that conversation begins to come to a close.
And just to clarify, Lieutenant LeClaire, she was on her way to a debriefing. Is that right?
She is with Dr. Shishiro's in the conference room awaiting you
Yes.
and
while we
where
were having
is
a
it?
word, capitals.
Um,
two of you?
I'm gonna
The
Oh,
doctor.
go ahead and award you guys one momentum for remembering that, because your GM totally forgot. So I'm gonna reward you guys one momentum.
2, 4.
So yeah.
Yeah. I felt strongly, and all of a sudden I don't know why.
Yeah, there's Rue. The past few minutes, the irritation, the frustration, the feeling of helplessness, all of that wavelength that you've been going through, as this conversation is starting to reach what you assume sounds like its conclusion, because it sounds like the captain has put his foot down. You become objectively aware of the past few minutes, almost like somebody, and if you'll pardon me for saying, almost like somebody coming out of an experience of PTSD and remembering the behavior that it doesn't even feel like it was you just now. And it's not a you don't feel a surge of anxiety, but there is suddenly like just this, whoa, wait a minute, like this sudden this objective check-in with yourself that you just realize this whole conversation you're not sure Rue is not, I'll let you decide where you go with this, but the impulse here is you're suddenly feeling that you don't 100% believe what you yourself are saying or have just said.
Commander, Janelle, I need your help with this. Okay? And I go over to wherever Rue currently is.
Okay, just on the other side of your desk.
I reach, what's that?
Just on the other side of your desk.
Other side of my desk. And I reach out and I put my hand on their shoulder. And I go, we are on our own right now. Okay? We are completely removed and cut off from Starfleet. And I'm trying to keep this ship as intact as possible, knowing what we know and what we don't know. And we're on our way, we're 4 days away from getting to the Shackleton Expanse where we're going to be protected and we have our allies. But right now, we are on our own. And Starfleet isn't there for us. Normally, we're going by the book, but right now we have to go a little off book. And I'm doing this because I care about this crew, and I care about you, Janelle. You're my friend. I don't know what's been going on with you, but I want you to help me. I want you to trust me because I want to trust you. I don't know what's been going on with this Starfleet intelligence officer that we just found, but I want to ensure that I can protect this crew. I want to promise you that I can protect this crew, including Chief Wren. We're about to go to a debrief right now, and I don't know what happened down there when you guys were on that planet. But first of all, thank you for saving yourself and the rest of the crew. Thank you. Since we're on our own, and it's just us, I want you to believe me when I say that we have the upper hand, and as far as I can tell, there is no reason that we should not trust this person who just came out of some sort of a frozen coma, and she can't even remember how she got in there in the first place. With whatever intelligence that she has and she's willing to share with us, whatever she knows, I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of her to help us get to the Shackleton Expanse. I'm trying to protect this crew because I know what happened with Starfleet, with Jenny. And I'm trying to protect this crew. If we can drop off Lieutenant LeClaire, and the less this crew knows about whatever she knows about that we're not supposed to know about, the better. But we are we're at war right now, and we're on our own. And Janelle, I don't know what's going on with you.
I don't know what's going on with me either, sir. I'm out of my depth.
Okay.
And I know that it's my job. I know that I was put here by your side to know what I'm doing. And I don't. The bomb on the station. The only reason I knew that failsafe was going to get tripped. The only reason I could save the crew is because I knew it before it happened.
How?
I don't know what's causing it. I don't know how I knew about those coordinates, sir. I don't know how it was. I knew it was Starfleet intelligence. I knew that Starfleet intelligence lost contact with them in the last 12 months. I've been serving with you the last 12 months.
I know.
It doesn't add up, and I can't remember, and neither can LeClaire.
Are you all right, Commander? I want to play this instinct. I have this instinct to trust your instincts, the fact that you knew those coordinates.
Sir, what if the forgetting was intentional? It can't be a coincidence that we both do. Both she and I.
Right, I know. Is there any possibility that you're being manipulated by some sort of outside force?
Yes?
Okay.
Shishiros and I have been looking,
Okay.
but
Can you, right now, trust this outside force? Whatever this is, whatever this intel is, can you trust it?
no. I think it's the same thing that caused... I think that's what caused the communications breach with Zazrit, sir.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
think it
sense.
was me.
don't
I
think
looked
so
at
either.
footage. I didn't know how to use my own crutches.
Could it be Q? Has he manipulated Starfleet personnel like this before?
Not like this, to my knowledge, sir.
Yeah.
I thought it could be... I thought it could be a remnant of when I was Borg. But I wouldn't know of something that happened in the past year from that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything that could cause that.
Mm-hmm. No, this is new territory. You say you've been working with the doctor on this?
Yes.
Okay.
It started when I left Starbase 138. I had audiovisual hallucinations of a Trill man. And they've been happening more and more.
Are Trill telepathic? Do you have psychic abilities?
There are some. When joined Trill go through a Jantara, the ceremony where we meet hosts from our past lives, the conduit for that is a psychic Trill, not a joined one.
Okay. Has there ever been any history of a psychic Trill defecting? Being some sort of an adversary?
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Are you all right now?
I usually trust myself, my instincts. I haven't been all right since we started this voyage. And I certainly haven't been all right since Azrat. I know that you needed me to be on the bridge doing my job, and I've done what I can, but security is about figuring out who's trustworthy.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna do one of those things where the character goes around the back, but then I'm gonna check in again with Commander Rue, but this time this hand on the shoulder. See, it's different. It's not this.
I see the blocking.
You see the blocking?
Yeah.
Because I'm on my way out the door. But one last check-in. I say, Janelle, we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
We have to protect Mala. We have to
I know.
protect the crew.
I know.
I don't know whether we can trust this or not. I don't trust anything that does communications breaches, but if it can help...
We're gonna figure this out. You let me know if you feel like you can't trust your own instincts or whatever you're feeling for the time being. I need you with me. We're gonna go to this briefing, and we're gonna protect Chief Wren. Okay? We're gonna figure this out.
Thank you, Raphael.
All right. Okay, let's go. Out the door. Behind Rue.
Gosh, you guys. All right. Out the door, you guys are headed to the conference room? All right. Real quick, as we're cutting to the next scene, where are you, Ren?
I'm still with Jenny.
Okay.
She's playing.
Yes, you've closed the shuttle door yet again.
Actually, I walked in and was like, "What is it? What?
Would you please just leave the shuttle door closed?"
So I'm in the shuttle, talking to Jenny.
You hear a chirp on your communications badge and the voice of Jiv coming through and say, you hear the old gruff voice, Chief Wren, where are you?
A little busy. What do you need?
I need you to come down here and look at this. I'm gonna need a second pair of eyes on this one. I'm in main engineering.
How bad?
It's not bad, but I'm going to be hearing about it from Talon if I don't get something to fix this right away.
Yeah. Okay. Be there in a sec.
Thank you.
Jenny. All right.
Chirp again, and you hear, sorry, I was too polite when I cut off just then. You know that was an order, right?
Yeah, shut up.
Checking.
Go away.
Just
Go
checking.
away.
And he cuts off.
Jesus. I gotta go to work. You gonna be good by yourself, right? I don't need no flippin' things, cause we need to be secret. Secret. Like incognito. You have something very, very precious that you need to guard. It's like a task. It's a game. It's a game. You have something, and you need to protect it at all costs. You got it? Oh, bad morning. Oh, God. None of us is there. I know. I don't think she understands anyway. It's okay.
Everyone's going to a dark place with this. No. Jenny is like, right, destroy everyone, save Red. Understood.
Eric. No.
Must
I'm beautiful and wholesome and my sweet plant flower child.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. I'm like, no.
That whole monkey paw thing that DMs do when someone casts wish or something like that in D&D. Sure, your wish is granted and everyone dies except you. But I won't do that. Don't worry. Star Trek. I would never do that.
So just keep the door locked. If anyone knocks, if it's not me or a friend, friend, just stay locked. Okay? I'm gonna go. No flippies! I'm gonna go. Slowly backing out. And shutting the door. Click.
Stays closed.
Turn. Okay. Oh my god.
This is good going.
Just a quick pat.
Okay.
And then run.
All right, we'll cut to main engineering as you're coming around the corner looking a little flustered. You see Jiv down there at the central consoles in one of the rolling chairs, pushing himself away from one of the panels at the side and moving closer towards the warp core with a tricorder in his hand. As you approach, he looks up at you and says, okay, so here's what I've got. And he spins the tricorder around in his hand and he hands it to you and says, take a look at that. What's wrong? Taking a look at it, Mala.
Are we under a bit of a time crunch? Just tell me.
I really do not want to hear from a Vulcan today. And I'm gonna hear from one if we don't get this problem fixed.
Right, so, again, speedy timeline, just tell me.
I have no idea, but considering that Talon is like a computer with legs, I'm sure that it's gonna be only a matter of minutes before they realize that the sensors aren't at optimum levels. Look.
Talon.
The chirping sound as he stares at you like a man who knows there's a gun to the back of his head.
Talon to engineering.
He goes, yes, Lieutenant Commander Talon, what could be the problem?
I'm detecting some strange sensor readings. Do you know what is happening?
Let me look into that. I'll get right back to you on that, Lieutenant Commander.
I'll be right there.
Sounds great.
Let's do this quick.
Jiv out, and clicks it and says, I'm detecting a 20% drop in sensor efficiency, and I don't know where it's coming from.
When did it start?
About 30 seconds ago, 30 seconds rather, before I contacted you.
Is it still dropping or is it holding at the 20?
It seems to be holding, but I can't pinpoint why. I need you to get into the Jeffries tube and try to figure out what's going on in there. Take some diagnostic equipment. We can't take sensors offline while we're in Klingon space, so it's gonna have to be a quick diagnostic. Can you do that for me?
Definitely.
20 bars of Latinum says, Talon's already in a turbo lift, so let's get to it.
All right.
Question for you.
Then I better disappear before she gets here.
Would I notice it? Would it be affecting warp at all?
No, it's not affecting warp.
Because I was just about to go, Sage to ship. Yeah.
Everyone's
do like the domino effect.
All right, so you climb up a ladder and pull the the panel off and climb into the Jeffries tube. Go ahead and make a check for me.
All right.
Down. We've got some engineering problems. All right, so I'm going to need you to make a. I think this will be a control engineering check. No, let's make this a. Yeah, let's do control engineering.
Okay.
Control engineering, and what are your focuses?
Warp core, damage control, jury rigging. Those are the only ones that I think would apply
Yeah,
here.
it's not going to apply here. Go ahead and make your check then. And the difficulty is 2.
Difficulty is 2. I'm gonna take a momentum, guys, if that's okay.
Might as well. You guys keep role playing the way you are. You're going to be getting momentum all night.
Down to 3.
Control engineering.
Yes.
3 successes.
Okay, so gain a momentum on that. All right, so you're running a sensor scan. And sure enough, you detect what looks like a slight anomaly in the reading. You localize it, expand it, dig deeper into the code, and discover that there is, in fact, an anomaly inside the quantum conversion coil, which is causing the sensors to actually... what it's basically doing is causing sensor readings to come in blurry. Almost like data that's being detected, the full stream is not getting back to the main core. So it's like, think of it as like a foggy telescope glass.
Okay.
No good.
And
That's
so,
not good when we need to see things.
yeah, here's the interesting part. There doesn't appear to be any reason for it. Just
It's
at
just
first glance.
Complete at 1st
You're gonna
glance.
I'm
not one for one glance.
At first glance, there's
Not a
nothing.
one glance
usually you
kinda
can usually you can find like the breadcrumbs that'll lead you to the cause of the problem. You don't see any breadcrumbs laying around this problem. So it's probably going to take more than just a quick diagnostic.
Hypothesis?
Can and it's not coming from anywhere. It's just a random 20% drop anomaly that's making things fuzzy.
Well, all you can say is that just from looking at it is this is the symptoms that Sally Ride is experiencing right now. You're not sure what the cause of it is.
It's a runny nose.
But yeah, essentially. Like she's got
The
a cold.
allergies? Could
You're
be a
not
cold.
sure what you're not
did
sure what
it
the
on a ship
cause
with
is yet.
binaural gel packs.
You've only been able to pinpoint why it's happening.
Okay.
But you don't know why the why is happening.
Ooh. Can I run a quick diagnostic to see if that's affecting other things and try to pin and try to
surely
keep
can. Yes, you
trying to find any breadcrumb. There's no breadcrumbs around there, but I'm gonna see if there's, spilled milk somewhere else or something.
All right.
Food analogy.
Food analogies everywhere.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's good. That's good.
Piece of cake.
It's easy as pie.
Oh my god. I've got to stop reading these rules.
Just gonna say a random one.
Yeah. The internet is for Gorn.
Corn.
There were such good ones.
There were
in
some
chat
really
yesterday.
good puns. Yeah,
Yeah,
some good
or-
stuff.
I just figured I'd end it with a corn joke.
Yeah, you can run a basic level diagnostic here without taking. You won't have to take the system offline. It depends on
Yes.
what level you want. But if you want, you can get. If you're going to take a system offline, you got to ask.
I want to see where in the chain of this event is there a trigger, if there is a secondary trigger that's then
Sure.
causing the sensor breakdown.
So go ahead. I'm going to say go ahead and make a reason plus engineering check.
Okay.
And
Oof.
I'll set the difficulty at 2.
I'm doing it
Yes,
You want a
please.
thing? Yeah. We're
the
gonna
thing.
give you a thing.
Thank you. We're down to
Corny
3.
though, guys. Come on. That was,
We got it.
I know. I was so pleased.
Sorry. It was good.
It was like, oh my god, I didn't even know it was going there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
5 minutes later.
You got lipstick on your uniform. I'm so sorry.
How
I'm trying to fix it, but it is not
Why
working.
did you bite her shoulder?
many?
Hey,
One success.
fell into
No
her
complications,
shoulder.
though, right?
I don't know what
No complications.
So, Ren, as you continue the scan, you hear Jiv. Everything going all right?
I mean, I'm not learning anything new. Foggy images. This is really bad.
What do you got so far?
there's something wrong with the quantum conversion coil, but I don't know why or where it's coming from or what's causing it, just that it is not working.
All right. Here she comes. And he steps down the ladder as Talon rounds the corner.
Good luck, my friend.
Shiv gets down the ladder and he says, we're having a problem with the quantum conversion coil. It's causing the sensors to fog up, so to speak. So we're going to try to figure out what's going on, and this may require us to take one of the systems offline.
Which system?
Possibly the sensors. It depends on how deep the problem runs. We're going to try a quick diagnostic now. If we have to go to the highest level, we'll do it. But of course, I'll get permission first before I take your sensors offline.
Yes. Just make sure to let me know.
Yep, I'll make sure. I won't put a blindfold on you without you knowing.
Talon starts to turn towards the door, then turns back. You do realize we are in Klingon territory.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I thought we were in Risa. You're right.
That is sarcasm.
Yes.
I do not intend to be offensive when I say this. I just mean that I need my sensors so that I can protect us.
You're a cultural anthropologist, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm a Tellarite. If I'm being sarcastic, it means I like you.
That is good to know.
Can I get back to my job now?
Yes.
I'll let you know as soon as I got something for you, Lieutenant Commander.
Thank you. I turn and leave.
Okay. He pokes his head up and goes, if you tell them you're a Tellarite, they just let you talk however you want to people.
Yeah, she's gonna catch on eventually.
No, I know. I'm not gonna push my
And
luck,
then I
but that
come
was
back
pretty.
in.
He crawls up in there.
Pop your head up. I heard that.
He
Is
crawl-
it Lieutenant Commander Jiv?
Huh?
Yeah.
Lieutenant?
Yeah, he's same rank.
I do come back in.
Okay. You see his boots beginning to disappear into the Jeffrey's tube as he's crawling back in.
Lieutenant Commander.
You hear he stiffens and he goes.
Told you, shouldn't have been sassy.
He says, "Yes, Commander Talon."
If you say that that your sarcasm means that you like me, how do I know that that is not sarcasm?
No, it's tricky. It's tricky. I get that. But take my word for it on that one. I'll use it less.
Are you being sarcastic right now?
No. Right now I'm being serious. I mean, I'm seriously sarcastic. But I mean, when I'm talking right now, I'm actually telling you the truth. I'm being honest.
So I cannot ever be sure that you are not being sarcastic.
I know how you Vulcans like riddles, so I thought, I'd give a little mental stimulation while I also follow your orders, that kind of thing.
I do like riddles.
Shiv gives you this look like he's aware he's digging himself deeper and deeper.
I'm just.
Well, in this particular case, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm actually being honest in saying, I like you. You're a damn fine science officer, and I'm gonna make those sensors work for you.
Thank you. When we are at the Shackleton Expanse and out of harm's way, I have been instructed by the captain that I should spend time with my fellow crewmates.
He looks at you and goes,
Personal time. Social time.
Yes, I did say that.
that sounds
Therefore,
great.
If you would like to engage in riddles with me, I would like to extend the invitation to you. And then I turn and leave.
Sounds like a fun night.
Was she being
Well,
sarcastic?
I mean, I might be able to accommodate there. I'm not really a riddles person.
I already left.
I think.
Yeah. I'm not really a riddles person.
I think.
Commander,
Is she gone?
did she leave?
Yeah.
She left. She just turned around and left.
You've got a date.
What?
A date? It's not a date.
It's a date.
Let me tell you something.
How am I back here?
Action.
Let me tell you something.
back in.
Here.
It is not a date.
If it was going to be anybody on this ship, Talon's got some standards. I'm just saying, it ain't a date.
Oh, that's sad. Oh, come on, Jiv.
I'm just
Right,
saying. I'm not digging on myself. It's just that Tellarite cross-species relationships.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't gotta justify nothing to me. Have a good night.
I'm just
with
speaking
those
from experience. It's a
puzzles.
rough ride. I'm just saying, it's a rough ride. Can we maybe fix Sally's eyesight, please?
Yes, please, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. The briefing room door opens where Throlo and Lassie LeClaire are standing inside. Rue and Captain Martinez step into the room.
Oh, hello.
Comes to a close behind you.
Doctor, how's our patient?
Fine. Good.
Right, yeah, I feel fine, yeah. Just great.
It's good to hear, Lieutenant. It's good to hear. We're gonna try to get you. We're gonna try to get you tip-top shape as soon as possible. Are you up to a? Are you up for debriefing right now with some of my crew?
Aye.
Okay, fantastic. Commander, Chief Wren was down with you on the planetoid, correct?
On the station, yes, sir.
Who else was with you?
A few enlisted and junior officers from the engineering crew.
Okay. Do you think it would be fine if we had Chief Wren in this debrief? Or do you think we would need the rest of the crew as well? The rest of the away team?
Don't think most of the rest of the engineering away team had much to report, sir.
Okay. All right. Martinez, Chief Wren?
When that chirp comes through, Jiv goes, all right, and then he looks at you and goes, how are we supposed to get any work done when the deck's, well, just answer him.
Yeah, Captain. Sorry. What's up?
You haven't done a debriefing of what just happened, and I'd like you to report to the conference room, please.
Yes, sir. I'm in the middle. There is a. I'm dealing with a engineering issue, sir. Would you like me to come before or after that is fixed?
If it's possible, can you pass that off to Jiv? For the time being,
He just says, just get back to me when you're done.
momentarily.
I'll hold down the fort. You pinpointed the main problem. I can take it from here for now.
All right. Oh. Okay.
She'll be fine. I've been taking care of her. It's fine.
I just miss her. Okay. Yeah. I'll be there in just a minute.
Thank you, Chief.
Do you just me, or do you need me to gather any more crew while I'm down here, sir?
Just yourself.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Martinez out.
Out.
Apologize, Lieutenant Claire, for some
He
of our...
backs out of the Jeffries tube to let you pass.
Okay.
Normally, somebody can actually squeeze aside and let somebody else pass the Jeffries tube. Tellarites are bulky guys in the shoulder. So, shifts aside, climbs down. You climb down after. He just gives you a look, doesn't say much as he gets back up into the ladder, lugging a diagnostic bag. A few of the Ox crew follow him up into the Jeffries tube. Just go and hurry back. The longer you take down here moping, the longer it's going to... I mean, I might solve the problem without you. You don't want that, do you? Go.
Fine.
Go.
Very. I'm walking. I'm walking.
All right. You stomp off towards the turbolift and begin to head to the bridge. A few moments pass as you all begin to settle into the room. And the door is open, and after a few moments, Mala Ren does come in through the door. Shh, shh.
Sir?
Thank you, Chief.
Hello? Hello?
I'm going to cut right to it. Lieutenant LeClaire, Lassie, you are having difficulty remembering what exactly happened
That's true.
down on that surface.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
feeling great? How are you doing? You doing good?
Well, as good as I can be. But I feel fine.
That's good, Sorry, Captain, continue, sir.
Lassie, I'm planning to drop you off as soon as we're in the Shackleton Expanse so that you can get home safe and sound.
I could find my way home if you just let me on the shuttle.
Do you know where home is?
No, but I think I could figure it out.
Well,
I have a feeling I could.
Normally, it's Starfleet procedure to make sure that Starfleet personnel that you encounter in a rescue operation are seen safely home.
You know,
And
sorry. I have been wondering, how did you find us?
so your station was off the books, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you believe me when I say that it was a cosmic coincidence?
Honestly? No.
What if I said that it was a Q, member of the Q continuum? Lieutenant, I'm going to try to bring you up to speed, but we are officially at war with the Klingon Empire. Is that right,
Yes,
Commander? They've declared war against the Federation. We were in Klingon space and heading towards the Shackleton Expanse. The Federation gave us our orders, and just between you and me, Lassie, I think it's because there's an admiral who's looking out for us and trying to get us off of the board. Now, whether you believe me or not, Lassie, you can look at our records. We have been visited by a member of the Q Continuum, and he threw us way the hell out here. So yeah, it was a cosmic coincidence. And I'm glad he did it, because if it weren't for us, you would have been dead right now.
Can I,
You want to insight check that?
right.
Sure.
Please.
So that is going to be an insight security check.
And can I use a focus?
Yes, you can. Now, Martinez, I'm guessing you're not resisting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'll let this be a difficulty 0 check, which means that even though you're going to succeed, very likely succeed, there's also a chance for a complication.
Which ones, what am I using?
So you're going to use 2d20, and you're going to add together your insight and your security rating,
Okay.
and you're going to roll those 2d20s and roll that number or lower. And since you're applying your focus, normally if you rolled a 1, it would be a critical success, but you're going to roll anything that your security number is and lower is a critical success.
Well, it's 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. So
that's 2 momentum?
That's going to be, I'll let you generate 2 momentum from that.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. So just from that insight check and from your training, the captain is being genuine with you. He's on the level. He does seem a little, it's not flustered, but you get the impression that he's holding it together, but that he's feeling a little lost in the woods right now and he's trying to get to the bottom of something. That's the impression you're getting from him. But that he's not coming off, there's nothing insidious about him or manipulative. It seems like he's on the level with you.
Can I ask who sent you this way to the Shackleton Expanse? Who gave you your orders?
I'm just hesitating because normally when I say this admiral's name,
So I'm seeing this.
pencils tend to
Even
break.
our crew is laughing at this. It's become the iconic.
My orders came from Admiral Norville Nash. That name again was Admiral Norville
Is it Norval?
Nash.
Norwell.
I thought it was Norwell. Did we get this wrong again?
my apologies.
Noel.
My
We
apologies.
suffer from reality distortion.
Yeah, I think it's Norwell. What is it?
Isn't it
Norwell.
Norville Redenbacher Nash?
Norwell.
Norwell.
Norwell Nash.
I was going for Norwell Narcissus Nash.
Very good.
Does Lassie know this to be a safe?
Yes, Norwell Nash is not connected. He's not. He comes from Starfleet royalty, so to speak. His mother was a captain. His father was an admiral, and his great grandfather was an admiral. He is career born and bred Starfleet officer. He has a reputation for being a hard ass and a bit closed-minded, but he's also a tactical genius and really he inspires a lot of loyalty in his personnel. From what you understand, from what is the impulse you're getting when you hear the name, you remember this name as somebody who was constantly butting heads with intelligence and usually did not approve of the underhanded tactics that were sometimes used or had to be used.
All right.
Lassie, here's the thing. Lieutenant, I want to make sure that you're okay. You're an intelligence officer, and I'm not trying to endanger anybody on my ship. The less we know, the better. That's part of the job. I get that. But I have to apologize, Lieutenant, because we're running a little ragged right now, all right? We have been up for days, and I'm trying to get my crew to a safe place, and we have been encountering Klingons and members of the Q Continuum, and I would love a vacation, all right? And right now you're on the ship, which means you're my responsibility, and so is your safety.
And I'm not going to let you get on a shuttle and wander off. You're deep in the tunnels, and you're down an antenna.
On top of the fact that you're an intelligence officer, Lieutenant, you're also a human being who almost just died, and I want to make sure that you're going to be okay. I also want to help you remember, but I'm not trying to get any of my crew in any sort of danger with the top brass. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Aye,
Okay.
sir.
You're here with my senior staff. Whatever you're willing to share with us that could help us, great. Whatever you don't want to share, I honestly don't give a shit, Lieutenant. I really don't. That's fine.
So, here's the thing. I understand. I saw my file. We all saw the file. It says classified.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something. I feel no need not to tell you anything. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm not trying to keep anything from you, Captain.
I'm a really trusting guy. I've gotten that before. I have that kind of a
I don't
face.
think it's you specifically.
Okay.
I'm not too concerned about it, as I'm remembering.
Sure.
I don't remember much, but I've told you what I do know right now.
Well, I brought in some people here that may help you remember something. With whatever Commander Rue and Chief Wren found out down there, that may help Lieutenant Leclerc here. So whatever you have to report would and could be helpful.
As these calming words roll off his tongue, the moment you hear the name Rue, you suddenly feel this sense of shock. You've heard the name a few times, but for some reason now all of a sudden it's triggering something that you're having. You don't know how to describe it, but your heart rate just jumped a few beats and you're trying to figure out why.
I'm not feeling too well.
Okay. It's all right. Doc, do you want to?
You need to lie down.
Aye, that would be great, thank you.
Captain, I'd like to take my patient back to sickbay.
Sure. Yeah. All right. It's good. We're going to continue this soon. Lieutenant, you're here on my ship. You're Starfleet. You're fine. You're safe. I'm sorry you lost your crew down there. I'm sorry you lost your memory. If you need anything from me, let me know.
And if you need help looking at those, whatever you were able to, you've got something from the ship, is that?
As far as I know, it's gone.
We didn't get anything.
There was an
exploded.
explosion.
Well, all right then.
I'm sorry.
Chief Wren and Commander Rube, they'll tell you if they remember anything.
We'll check in with you soon. Just take care of yourself. The doctor's going to look at you, and we'll continue this debriefing whenever you're up to it. Okay?
Aye, Captain. Thank you.
Are you all right to
you.
walk?
I'm fine, thanks.
How's your breathing?
It's all right, thank you. She's using a focus to just level out.
Okay. Yeah. As you're walking out with Throlo, you just, the only way you can describe the feeling is, for a split second there, it felt like you were in the same room with a ghost.
Pepper you with a series of sort of banal medical questions as we're walking.
What's your diet like? Do you get enough exercise?
And
Do you smoke?
I make sure to make her feel like some aches and things.
Okay.
Any unusual effects from the freezing?
I'm not sure. I'm a bit stiff.
pretty typical from being, dragged out of cryo freeze as quickly as she was. But yeah. Where is Lark right now?
I imagine on the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
And so is Lieutenant Commander Talon. Also
Yeah,
on the
Talon
bridge?
and Lark
I'm
on the bridge.
fine. Smooth sailing. It's been pretty easy.
I want to call them into the conference room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sage and Talon. So
All right. You guys are
Martinez
calling
to
the
Ensign
conference.
Sage and Lieutenant Commander Talon.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Report to the conference room, please.
Yes,
Time
sir.
to catch him up.
Martinez out.
All right. Stepping into the conference room.
Shut the doors.
We were right there.
Yep.
Okay. Bring you guys up to speed. The doctor you saw just took our guest, Lieutenant Leclerc, down to sickbay.
Let me just.
She's not feeling well.
Sorry.
Oh, go on.
So now it's just us in the conference room minus Lieutenant Leclerc.
Yep. It's the 4 of y'all.
Okay. All right.
Five.
5? Who else is in there? Oh,
1,
Ren.
2,
That's
3,
right. You came
4,
up
5.
with the. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay, we're going to have a little informal debrief sesh right now. Chief Ren, Commander Rue, what did you guys find down there?
Just what I said in the briefing before we got Mala, sir, best I'm aware.
Chief, are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been around a lot of dead bodies, and also that I almost blew up, and then
Yeah, you had a big day.
yeah. Sorry, sir.
It's all right.
Where do you want me to start?
Did you guys have a chance to look at the computers? Did you find anything helpful?
Well, it was a lot of dummy screens. We dived through quite a bit of it. I got a little far in, but not enough to know any information that's useful other than it was really secret and we shouldn't have been seeing it. And then I triggered something.
And Commander
I
Rue
don't know.
got you out of there.
And
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Sir, I have tricorders.
From down there?
Yes. I opened them. I unlocked them. I didn't look, though.
Okay. All right, good. Where are they?
As far as I know, you've got them on your persons.
No.
Did you put them
No.
somewhere?
They somewhere secure?
Ensign Jenny has them. Sir.
Ensign Jenny? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
Lieutenant Commander Talon, who's Ensign Jenny?
I do
Jenny.
not have
Jenny.
an Ensign Jenny
I got it.
on
Jenny,
the
Captain.
science department.
The Genesis
Jenny.
life form,
Did you,
sir.
Oh, yes.
Jenny Planface.
Jenny.
They call it
Right.
that.
Jenny Mick. Plant
It's
face.
a
Ox crew represent.
They've given her,
A
I
fictional
presume,
nickname, yes.
an honorary
both ways.
ensign status.
I
Oh,
didn't know.
that's a
I
field
didn't.
commission to Lon.
I didn't know when the debrief was.
That
and
is
and I
sarcasm.
was needed.
Well identified.
Thank you.
So it's in the shuttle that Jenny is in?
Yes.
Is it safe there?
I mean, there's only a handful of personnel that go in there. Myself and Dr. Throlo.
Okay.
I left them there just for safekeeping. They seemed important, and I probably should have brought them.
No.
Good thinking.
Yeah. You did good. You did very good today, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Commander, what's the play? I want plausible deniability. I don't want anybody on this crew, including Chief Wren, to get in any sort of trouble if there is a Starfleet after this.
There's definitely something on there, sir.
What did you find? What did you see?
I think they were using them as memory storage. We definitely got
We have something.
something from that ship.
Sir, if I had any cause ever to know about those coordinates in the first place, I mean, you're my captain, and you didn't even have access to the personnel file.
Yeah, I know.
I knew where it was. It suggests I might have had clearance at some point.
Or some sort of outside force had clearance. Something that you said may have been
Captain,
affecting. Yeah, Chief?
I mean, Lieutenant Leclerc did say she didn't care if we knew. She wasn't gonna hide anything. So,
Yeah.
does that count as clearance?
Can we open it?
Can we try to detach ourselves from our curiosity for a second? I'm trying to look out for the crew.
Sorry, Captain. Sorry.
I was the only one in the room, and I didn't look.
Yeah. No, that's all right, Ensign Sage. It's fine. I don't know if it would be a good idea or a bad idea, but I'm leaning towards a bad idea. Commander, what do you think?
Sir,
At this point, tactically, what reason should we have to look at whatever information Chief Wren was able to obtain in those tricorders? We're already on the way to the Shackleton Expanse. We're going to be there in 4 days, right, Ensign Sage?
Yes, Captain. And if I may say something, I know what it's like to feel like you don't know yourself or to know who you are. And if there's anything on there that can help Lieutenant LeClaire to remember anything, we might want to open it.
Good point, Ensign.
Captain.
Thank you.
That's all.
I have a possible theory.
Okay, what's your theory, Chief? Go ahead.
It may... I don't know if the tricorders were designed as memory banks. It's possible... It's possible there's a recording of the last moments or something. My instinct is it was possibly a hasty download, and it might be something that might specifically be what happened to Lieutenant LeClaire.
I would imagine that because of what happened to LeClaire, it was not an ideal situation. Yeah.
It might be traumatic, but it might trigger.
Okay.
perhaps we should screen them.
Yes.
Sir.
As far as I know, we're out of danger. The station blew up, and I don't think Lieutenant LeClaire has any other booby traps on her person. I'll have to ask the doctor. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that we're safe.
Sir, a good Starfleet engineer is her own booby trap.
No, I know. And that's why she's being.
No.
I just looked over at Chief Wren.
No.
She's being. That's why she's being monitored, as well as taken care of in our sickbay right now.
Well,
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I didn't check in with my science officer, Lieutenant Commander Talon. Any thoughts?
My only thought is that if it is useful to our mission, if it is useful to assisting our guest, as you called her, to recall where she came from and where we can deposit her, then perhaps it could be beneficial to review what is on the tricorders.
Yeah.
We don't know how many stations could be out there, Captain. What if the tricorders had different coordinates for a different location that we can drop her off at? That's also with Starfleet intelligence. I mean,
Possibly.
the fact that this one station was out here is a miracle in itself, to be honest.
I would still like to drop her off at a station that's on the books, so that we're not a ship that finds two stations in some sort of Starfleet intelligence. But that's not a bad idea, Ensign.
Captain,
Yeah.
we cannot be reprimanded for finding a station and rescuing
It
someone.
is if we don't have a good enough reason as to how we found those stations.
going through
Lieutenant
the
Commander.
asteroid field, sir.
We were
It's true.
we were on a defensive
That's what I
maneuver
said.
to-
Yes, that's right.
We
Yeah.
have.
Okay.
I can make a list,
Look
Captain.
cute.
Maybe we do have some alibis.
Pulls
All
out a
right.
scroll.
All right, maybe we have some alibis. Okay, but in any case, I'd still like to do this as by the books as possible.
Understood,
Of
Captain.
course.
So here's what I'm thinking. Chief Wren, I want you
Yes.
to get those tricorders and coordinate with Commander Rue as well as with Lieutenant Commander Talon. And I want you guys to try to find whatever you can find from those tricorders. All right?
The three of us by ourselves?
Yes, just you three. Okay, report it to myself and Ensign Sage afterwards, but anything that could be helpful to LeClaire, we're of course going to share that information with her. But anything that could potentially get us in more trouble, we are not going to share that information. If everything seems, on the level, we can give her the tricorders, and then that's it. But if not, then we might have to, we'll figure something out. I might want to wipe the tricorders or leave them in her care, something, right? Just to ensure that we're going to be okay. And then it's just 4 days till the Expanse, and then we can drop her off where we need to drop her off, but that's what I'm thinking.
Aye, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right, so you three get to work. Report back to me afterwards. Ensign Sage, keep doing what you're doing. Great.
Keep being instant sage.
Cool.
Keep saging.
And
I'm a tribble.
right, is Lieutenant Commander Shiv going to be okay working on whatever he needed to do that I pulled you away from?
I'll make sure that if he's having trouble to ping us.
And if he needs a hand, I'm always available, Captain. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing really to fly through as of right now, so.
All right.
That would be really great. He probably needs someone to keep him in check, actually. He gets really sassy when he's stressed.
He does.
Yeah, and he always says that, oh, because I'm a Telluride, it's
Right?
because I like you. It's such bullshit.
He says it a lot more when
it's
he's
not.
scared.
Yeah, it's
no,
definitely
I
not
can't.
sarcasm.
He said it too many times now that it's like, look, even if I believed you, buddy, and Jiv, I know Tellurides, you're not going to fool me. That it's
The
becoming
camera
old hat at this point.
zoom in on Talon.
Curb your enthusiasm.
All of this
theme.
is happening.
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Vulcan.
Sir,
Yes.
Shiv's never said he liked me.
Well, yeah, because he knows better. Yeah. Because he knows he's not going to be able to bullshit you,
With the
Commander.
mic.
I just thought he didn't like me.
No, he likes everybody. He's an old softy. But he is still, he's
get
got
harder then.
a lot of sass. You're doing fine, Commander. You're doing all right. All right, so everybody knows what they're doing?
I sir.
Salute.
My God.
Dismissed.
Dismissed.
Okay.
This is what happens when you don't wear your uniform. It's not a very logical conclusion. All right. So dismissing, you guys are going to go and dig into
we
these.
could stage up in the research lab. If
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Research
thinking.
lab's got.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Alright.
You guys congregate down the research lab.
Conveniently, same deck as sick bay. By
Not
Dr.
too far down
Shishiro's
from sick
Lieutenant
bay.
Leclerc.
If you guys
Right down the
do-
hall, there was a whole thing about a side-to-side transport. It was great.
Guys, did anyone to take a look at it too?
Instant Sage, can you check in with Lieutenant Commander Jiv?
Yep, going to
Make sure
Jiv.
everything's
Yes,
doing okay?
Captain.
So you're headed to engineering.
Yeah.
Three of you are going to
Jiv.
go.
Incoming help.
You say that like it's not. Okay.
Just wanted to give you a heads up.
It's me, Jiv.
Yeah, there's a party down here.
me.
See you soon.
It's me. I'm a trimble. Sorry, I'm done.
All right, so the three of you go to the research facility. It is a
Well,
quiet.
I go to Jenny first to pick up tricorders.
Okay. Are you going alone? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'd like to come.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I
The three of you head
figured
down
the three
for
of
the
us would
pickup
go.
first. Okay, cool.
I don't really see Jenny all that often.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You don't make it down to the cargo bay very
I have a
often.
question that I probably should ask off, but
You want to text it to me?
yeah.
Text it to me.
Yep.
That's our secret.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I had a question
We
too.
never
I love
text.
when-
How did people do this in the 80s?
Yeah, the RPG live streams of the 80s were just garbage.
I know.
You stand up
Dialing
and you
up
go
on your
whispering
28
in the
inch.
ear.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Use our legs and our voices.
Little
That
notes.
is true.
No, never.
Or
So the three. All right. So then while
use
you're
our mode of transport in our voices.
while you're texting that, I'm going to assume that you guys are headed down to the cargo bay, and then we've got Throlo and Lassie headed into sick bay. Martinez, what are you up to while
Oh,
you're
I'm in the captain's seat.
You're in the captain's seat.
Yeah.
Captaining.
Being
It
Captain
is a
Martinez.
burden that I take on my shoulders with such pride.
Okay. You slide into the captain's chair. Visual ahead of the starfield zipping by as y'all are traveling at high warp, and again the soothing sound of Sally humming as she warps through space.
I need a vacation.
And you hear, "Soothing, isn't it? I always love traveling less than a tenth of a millionth of what I'm capable of traveling at. Helps slow things down. Helps you understand and see the universe. Even though I don't require that understanding."
Where is this voice coming from, Eric?
To your left, sitting in Commander Rue's chair, is a Starfleet officer with his legs crossed. And he's gazing at the.
All right,
the
buddy,
screen.
out of the chair. Come on, get up. Get out of the chair. Come on.
But I thought for chairs were sitting in.
You can at least not be disrespectful if you're going to come and annoy the shit out of me, all right?
I'm
Get up.
sorry.
Stand, walk around the bridge. You're free to do that, or turn into a giant floating head. I don't know, whatever floats your boat,
Don't
man.
tempt me, Captain.
Yeah.
This bridge is only big enough for so much.
Yes. Barely enough for your magnanimous presence. Q. Welcome aboard.
Why, thank you, Captain. I thought we could have a little talk.
Yeah, okay. Just don't snap your fingers. What do you want to talk about?
He grins. And there's a flash. You're sitting on what appear to be bleachers during randomly enough, what looks like the Los Angeles Olympics in the 80s. You're watching a track and field event in full Starfleet uniform while people are cheering around you. There appears to be the triple jump is taking place. Q is sitting next to you in creepy 80s gym teacher shorts with a bag of popcorn in his hand and a tank top on that says, "I get it." He has Richard Simmons hair, so it's like big, curly, and fluffy. Yes. And he's just popping it into his mouth, and he goes, "I'm rooting for the one that springs like an evolved monkey." He pops one in his mouth.
What the hell are you wearing? What are you doing?
Isn't this how people dressed in the 80s?
Why are you so obsessed with us, man? How come you never take me to Vulcan or
Because you're so
Kronos?
easy to provoke.
No, you're obsessed with humans, admit it. What is it about us? What is it?
Do you really want to know?
Is it that we're special, or
You'd like to think that.
we're not? We're not special.
Actually, Captain, he folds up the popcorn and says, "You actually are."
Okay.
Would you like an air horn? And he hands it
What
out
are
to
we
you.
doing?
Yes, I want one.
Does this move further along if I play along, or is this?
I'm going to wait until you get all of your indignation, and then we can
I
move
can
on.
do this for hours, man.
Well, time has no meaning to me, so I'm
I
going to
know,
wait.
I know, but I can't. I don't want like being away from my crew for this long.
You're not away
so-
from your crew. I said time has no meaning to me.
Right. So you're gonna bring me back the millisecond that we left. Sure. Okay. All right.
If you desire me to bring you back within such an extraordinarily long amount of time,
What
let's
is
do
it?
a cue.
What is it about humans, though, really, and not Vulcans or Andorians?
Oh, we pester Vulcans plenty. They're just not aware of it.
Yeah, but not you. You.
Me in
Obsessed
particular?
with Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Ah, yes, Jean-Luc.
See, look at that. It's like you have a crush on the guy. I mean, a lot of people do. I get it, but it's. What is it? Why?
And as he stares at you for a long moment as the crowd rises to its feet and begins to scream as you watch what you must have been a world record is broken as somebody's just jumping up and down and pumping their fists in the air and the coach runs out onto
Good
the
for
field
them.
and embraces
Look at
him.
that. Look at that, Q. Look at that. Good for them, right? That's what it's all about. The human spirit. Look at that.
You're answering your own question right now, Martinez.
So that's it, really? You guys are that bored?
You call that boring?
I'm trying to wrap my mind around your unfathomable intelligence.
Well, don't bother, you'll break it.
I doubt it, dude. I can't.
Good burn.
Oh man. Look at your hair right now. It's not unfathomable. It's you guys like
I think
to play.
this is quite fashionable.
It's dress up. It's cosplay. It's and I get it. Look, we have a holodeck on board. Like look, we're guilty of that too. But it's just that, but at another level for you. Because
It's interesting. I've been able to sit in one place on the top of an asteroid field orbiting a black hole for 6 millennia.
Yeah.
And yet I find myself really regretting sitting here and listening to you speak.
That's.
You might be the first
Actually, that
captain
makes-
I've ever run into that I
makes sense.
barely tolerate, Martinez.
Well, as an ant would say to a magnifying glass, I'm honored that I could annoy you, sir. That's a pretty impressive feat for an ant.
The
right?
crowd begins to cheer loudly now as the medal rankings are starting to post and you're seeing the names pop up on the board. Q looks at you and just says, I thought this might be a good place. Snaps his fingers and the stadium empties immediately.
Got it. It
There's
was a little
no
loud,
one
thank you.
here. In fact, it looks like the stadium hasn't been in use for decades. You just hear the low roar of what you imagine is a highway somewhere off in the distance.
What year is it now? What is this?
Don't worry about it, Captain. I think it's just most important that I communicate certain things to you. I thought it might be of your interest since you are going to be the centerpiece of this mystery.
Yeah.
The Continuum does not know what the pool is, Captain. We don't. And I
Okay.
find it very curious that it's begun to focus on the Sally ride.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Is there any beings that are more powerful than the Q Continuum
Of course
in this
not.
universe?
Omnipotence?
Yeah.
How does something get more powerful than omnipotent, Captain? You did graduate from Starfleet Academy, didn't you?
I did, and one of the things we learned is that there's a lot of stuff we don't know. I mean, we didn't run into you until what? couple hundred years after we established a sort of a utopian peace on my planet, met with other planets and
For
decided...
someone who understands that they don't understand, you
Yeah.
certainly speak more than I do.
Yeah, that's how I work through things, is I like to speak.
Well, you'll find it beneficial to think inside voice.
Because, again, like, if my analogy wasn't clear, we're now barely exploring the stars. You would agree, right? Humans have taken a long time to get to that point, correct? Yes, no? Or are we doing okay with our development? We had to have 3 world wars before we could do this? Now, hear me out. So we got to this point, and only then, when we were able to travel faster than light, did we encounter a being of your people, a member of the Q continuum. So how long have you been around? For all of time? Since before the Big Bang? And is there any possibility that you have yet to meet somebody who's more powerful and more omnipotent than yourself?
I'm so glad I was only human for so long.
You miss it. Be honest. Come on.
As I was saying,
Captain... Did you go to the bathroom while you were human? You must have, right? How long were you human for? Like a few days?
This is rather unusual of me.
You ate food, right? Eating.
But I have a feeling this will
good.
improve the situation. And he snaps his fingers. And you are back on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The bridge is completely empty. And the lights are dark. Outside, you see what looks like construction crew building the front part of the saucer section of the Sally ride. You see sparks flying up into space as they're attaching hull plating.
This is amazing. This is really nice, Q. I like this. Thank you.
The view screen itself is in place, but what you're actually seeing, you're realizing now, to be able to see the saucer section, is that half the bridge isn't finished constructed. And what you are actually sitting on looks like supply crates that have been magnetized to the deck, because you should be suffocating here in the vacuum of space.
Whoa.
Thank you.
I thought this might be a little bit easier so I can disseminate the information that you need to learn.
I'm sorry if I got carried away. It's not often.
You start talking and all you hear are the muted sounds of sound trying to travel through space. And he says, "Ah, that's better. You like space, don't you, Captain? That's why you came out here. Excellent. Well, now you can experience what it's like without freezing to death and watching your blood boil out of your eyes. Although it did cross my mind, but we're not that quite petty. I'm much more likely to turn you into a collie and give you to somebody and, oh, let's see what a Klingon does with it." He takes a seat where Commander Roo's chair would be and crosses his legs again and says, "As I was saying, Captain, the Continuum does not know what the pool is. And so we're going to be watching you very closely and possibly even helping you if we can. But we're going to be keeping our eye on you. And as we keep our eye on you, hopefully we'll see more of the phenomenon appearing. But I can tell you this, Captain. One thing we are sure of is that whatever the pull is, humanity is responsible. And let's find out where the answers take us from there, shall we? Could you tell Rue that I enjoyed their chair very much? Quite comfortable. You're back on the bridge.
Fuck no, dude. I'm not gonna. Okay. All right.
So good.
You're sitting back in the captain's chair, and we have to go to break because it's 8:30.
You were amazing!
That was
So
insane.
we will be back in 10
Actually, borrow this
minutes
knife.
at 8:43. Stay active in chat because we're going to do giveaway codes and we're going to try to get to the bottom of what the F is going on with Claire and Rue and all this madness. So see you back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Shielded Tomorrow. How are you doing over there, Amy? What's that, Amy? I'm sorry. I just waited until she shoved her mouth full of sushi and I was like, I got to spotlight Amy the moment we go live.
You're such a good friend.
I just love it. I am Eric Throw Them Under the Bus Campbell. Thank you very much. So guess what, Celestial Chicken? You just won yourself a pack. The Celestial Clucker themselves.
Bird.
Celestial
like Mr.
Chicken.
Nice.
chicken zing.
exactly what happened.
Celestial chicken, you just won yourself the temporal pack, so congratulations.
It worked so much better because you
In my
bailed
brain.
immediately.
Yeah,
but it worked.
You gotta commit to the bit.
I did.
So-
I tried. It
Commit to the
With
bit.
all the action that's been happening the past couple episodes, we have ourselves a pretty heavy narrative game tonight, so let's dive right back in, because there's some shit going down. So diving back in, we just had a lovely visit from the most irritating, omnipotent trickster god that ever existed.
Lovely? Who thinks it's lovely? Who said that? Lovely?
I'm gonna check
think
it.
you said
That
it.
would be
That's what I heard.
yes. I'm gonna say Gina, and Gina's votes count for 5. Believe it or
They
not.
do.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
Come
Are
on.
you kidding?
Yeah.
That's the best scene ever.
All the cues. I love
So now we're going back to Martinez has just reappeared on the bridge. It doesn't seem like any time has passed at all. Of course, naturally.
I'm going to check in with an ensign. I'm assuming somebody's at navigation or something. Ensign, how
Yes,
long
and
was I
don't
gone?
worry, Ox Crew. I'm actually finalizing the assemblage of our Ox Crew list that everyone is adding their names to. Yes. So the Ox
awesome.
Crew,
Like the murder
I can
list,
just
yeah.
go ahead and say this before we jump into the game. The Ox Crew has done a brilliant job assembling a document for me to use and giving me full permission to play their characters here on Shield of Tomorrow. So the folks now and of course Ox Crew, whatever happens to their characters, you can translate it into the RP that takes place on the Discord server, or you guys can totally ignore it because it's your world too. It is pretty cool. So if you are interested in having your character make an appearance on Shield of Tomorrow, go ahead and add them to that list. I am going to be starting to use that pretty soon. My goal is to implement that starting this next season of Shield of Tomorrow, which is an episode away, if you can believe it or not. We're like 1 episode away. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and start the scene off then in the research lab with our 3 inquisitive minds holding these 2 tricorders. The research lab has been evacuated of all non-essential personnel, in other words, the 3 of you, and is now just a quiet, highly advanced Intrepid class research facility waiting for your investigative minds to pry open these tricorders and find out what the hell is on them. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
need some
Super
extended
ready.
task rolls.
Yes.
Da-da-da, da-da. So,
I love
Rin, I believe you're taking the lead on this.
I would imagine so.
So I'm going to give you some information. And Amy, of course, being my assistant game master here.
Extended tasks. I don't need to.
Hey, we all have the things that we.
I don't know how phasers work.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
I'm
You
having a
don't like
flashback.
metagame it.
I'm having flashbacks of your Tales from the Loop character, and I'm just picturing her going, "I just like math, you guys. Like it's just fun."
That's
So,
adorables.
all right. So the work track is 9,
Okay.
which isn't too bad. The magnitude, however, is 4, which is not nice. Difficulty is 3, which is making a challenge, and the resistance is 1.
It was, what
I
was the
only
second one you
understand about
said?
half of that.
Magnitude
Magnitude is
four?
4.
So we need 4 dings at the top of the track.
Yeah.
4 dings.
Yeah, that's true.
I shoot the tricorders.
The difficulty of the rolls are going to be 3.
So
And yeah, and resistance 1 means you subtract 1 die. Is that correct, or 1 success?
It means every time you generate work, that work is less by 1.
Lessened by 1. So
Okay.
let's go ahead
What
and
is
start.
magnitude again?
Magnitude is 9, so it's not too bad.
No, wait, no,
Magnitude's
magnitude.
four.
Magnitude
Oh, I'm
four,
sorry. The
track
magnitude is
9.
4.
What does that mean again?
That means you need think of magnitude like the wound points on the work track. So you need to hit it 4 times.
Oh, okay.
And once you get once you beat the magnitude, then every time you succeed is automatically a breakthrough at that point.
Okay.
Once you break down the magnitude, or you fill up the work track. Isn't that correct? See, filling up the work track starts giving you automatic breakthroughs.
The magnitude is how many breakthroughs
that's
they
right.
need to solve
Right.
this situation.
Right. So the magnitude is you need 4 breakthroughs basically. You hit 4 breakthroughs, you've solved the problem.
Okay. Great.
You get breakthroughs by either rolling 5 or more successes on the check after resistance, or no, resistance is
Generating
only
5
factored.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
generating
After
5 work.
resistance.
Or if you fill up the work track, which is 9, if you fill that up with successes, then every success after that is an immediate breakthrough. So with the work, you basically you build that momentum. We'll take you through it. We've done these a
That's the
couple of times.
official
It's a
track.
rad mechanic that we don't use enough,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get us
Bloops.
more into the process of
Lovely.
using it because it's really
Lovely.
cool.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So, Rin, The research facility, I'm going to allow Sally to assist you.
Thank you.
And because you have Talon here as well,
Yeah.
I'm going to allow Talon to also assist.
Okay.
So you're going to get assistance, an extra d20 from Sally.
Okay.
And Talon, I don't think you have focuses that are going to help here, but I'm going to give you a break here because I think this would be very interesting for your. I'm going to let you use your insight and security on this.
Okay. Insight.
I'm sorry, not insight security, insight science.
Science. Great.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
I'll let you use your insight and science on this. So Talon's going to use that incredibly scientific mind to make logical connections in the code, because you have unlocked this, but what you've discovered as you open it up and connecting these tricorders to the data screens in front of you, it's fragmented all over the place, and it looks like that part 2 is part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So you're literally trying to piece together the bits of information to form something that's coherent. It's possible the data has been damaged, or it's possible that this is just another hurdle to get the picture that you need. So let's go ahead and make our rolls. So Mala.
I know you wanted a night of puzzles with Jiv, but
Yeah.
take me as a substitute.
Control engineering, Mala.
All right.
And the difficulty is 3.
It's gone forever.
Oh, can I put a
Crit. Keep it.
No, floor dice never count.
Dang it. May I use a momentum?
Always. Yep.
Yep.
Gotcha, girl.
Okay.
It's 3. Let's see what you do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go back to the other one.
What's
Yeah.
she rolling?
What is she rolling?
Yeah, girl. Sally.
Oh, Sally. Sally, let's see. What is Sally going to roll?
Yeah.
No.
We're just doing like crutch tricks right now. They have
Sally,
nothing to do until the data comes up.
Oh, you're gonna love this. This is basically rearranging data. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let Sally roll computers and science.
Oh, that's the thing that keys off in the advanced research facility. But it's for obtain information momentum spend. So at the end of it, of all of this,
Yeah.
we're gonna get some.
You're gonna get some
ans-
juicy stuff.
I'm gonna get some answers.
Gonna get me some answers.
Groups.
All right.
All right, computer science.
So go ahead and so Sally's gonna roll that.
I rolled.
And did you already roll for Sally?
I thought you just said.
Oh,
Sam was
you're gonna roll
rolling
for Sally? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because you can't roll for.
That's
your
right,
own
because
roll.
you're already rolling for this. Yeah.
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 All right, and then Talon.
I rolled and I did not.
Okay.
Crit as fuck.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Sally.
And that's our gift for the night.
Crit as full.
And
Crit as full.
3.
So 5
3,
successes.
5 total successes minus. So that would be 5 on the work track minus 1.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
Technically, there's that extra step. If they succeed, then you roll to see
Oh,
how
then you
much
roll the
work is
challenge
done.
dice to see how much work is
But you
completed,
have some
correct?
optional momentum spends if you want to.
does the difficulty reduce with Sally's help during extended work tasks?
Nope.
Okay.
Also, did we get momentum from that or no?
You're gonna gain momentum from that, yes.
Unless
'cause
you wanna
beat,
spend it.
You beat the difficulty. Unless you
Is
want
there there's
you
like
can
a
bank it.
piercing, but for
There
work.
is, but there. So
But
there,
it's just resistance 1, yeah.
it's just resistance 1. The piercing can ignore up to 2. You can spend a momentum to do that to ignore the resistance. You can spend a momentum to increase the work by +1, which is the same essentially for us. Or you can spend a momentum to re-roll any number of challenge dice, which you're about to do from the current task. If
Okay.
you don't do enough work.
All right.
So we should
right.
wait until the challenge dice are rolled.
Yeah.
That's
And
correct.
determine
Before
how to
we-
spend that
Yes.
Yep.
momentum.
All
Which
right.
you can
roll the
totally do.
dice.
Roll the
It's
dice.
2 plus the relevant.
Skill, I believe, correct? So it should
The
be 2.
discipline, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 plus your engineering skill,
Yeah, that's gonna be comfortable.
which I feel like you're
2
relative.
plus my engineering skill?
Yeah,
Yes.
which I feel like you're kind of good at
So I get
engineering.
6.
You're gonna get 6 dice. So
Okay.
roll it. And effects don't work here, isn't that correct?
Unless
Just,
we decide you can choose.
okay, cool.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
So if you want to get rid of that resistance, you'll immediately have a breakthrough.
Yes.
You'll lower the magnitude to 3.
We did the
What
thing.
do you-
Pop, pop.
Spending 1 of the momentum to do that.
All right.
Are you banking the other 2? Oh no, what happened?
I think for now.
Yeah, let's get banked.
Yeah.
Cool.
Magnitude drops to 3
All
as
right,
you immediately
guys.
choose a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough, and you move up 5 on the work
I have
track
a-
because
yeah.
you
I'm
burned
not
that
like
momentum.
70% of what?
Wow, you guys are okay.
Now
The work track, what did we work?
You move up 5 on the work track because you got rid of the resistance.
Drew gets 2 successes on dope crutch tricks.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, so what's up?
And that means the difficulty goes down to 2, right? For each, when you make a breakthrough.
I believe it does, yeah. Every time you get a
difficulty
breakthrough, it
goes down.
drops.
Wow.
You're on a roll.
you're
Always.
That was also corny.
Oh, yes, thank you.
okay, then before we get to the next roll here,
Yeah.
let's see. Oh no, this is okay. No. Now we're gonna go to do the roll first. So go ahead and do the next roll on this.
Okay, spending another
And
momentum.
I'm gonna try to
Yep.
dictate
Do
how
it.
much time
we
this
have
is
a
taking
beautiful
off the test.
full thing.
Yep.
All right.
You're down to 5.
Difficulty is 2.
Momentum.
All right.
Better.
Tina's feeling good tonight.
Crit as fuck.
Yay!
Wow. Okay.
I also critted, so I got 4 successes.
So 6 total?
No, 7.
And Delon!
7. Damn.
7,
All right, so
I'm just
you don't
gonna
even really
max this out.
you don't really even need to spend momentum to get past that 1 resistance if you don't want to,
Okay.
because it's still because it's well. I mean, that's not true
Does the
because
resistant
now you're gonna
reset?
roll 2 dice plus your engineering, but you achieved 5 successes. You're gonna max out on momentum now.
Yep.
7 successes. That's
So
crazy.
now roll. So now go ahead and roll your 6 challenge dice.
Yo, it turns out
This is gonna
John's
be-
good at science. And our science officer good at science. Our engineer officer
4.
good engineer.
Good
4.
engineer.
So you can burn.
You
Yep,
start
start
with
crutch trick.
4,
I start
and if you want to burn those other 4
no.
momentum and turn them into...
Those are your banked momentum, but you have immediate spends right now because of the successes.
Okay.
So you don't have to pull out of your bank right now.
Yeah, do
Then
that
yes, I do that.
Okay, so you're gonna drop the resistance or the what's that?
Yes. What? Which?
Yeah,
Whatever
with-
you'd like. You can either spend a point to ignore the resistance, or you can literally just spend a point of momentum to add 1 to the work you just generated. And you've got 4 to play with.
It would have the same effect though, wouldn't it? Because
Yeah.
resistance 1. So you're
Then
basically gonna.
I won't do the banked ones. I'll just do the ones we
Okay,
have.
cool. So you're gonna move up 4 on the work track here.
That makes a
We
total
did it.
of
So we have
8.
1 left.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh wait, no.
So we have 1
So
left.
that's actually gonna achieve another breakthrough because you just filled up the work track.
They can open up a tricorder. This is
like
easy peasy.
So the magnitude is gonna drop to 2 and
bring
the
that on
difficulty is
this
gonna drop
house.
to 1. Go ahead.
Quick
and,
question.
Yeah.
E. Oh, work track started at 9.
Uh-huh.
With that last roll,
No,
did
it's
we
a
get
0.
5?
You got 4, so you filled out the work track, and now the difficulty is going to drop,
4,
magnitude is going to drop, and any successes moving forward is going to be a breakthrough.
But no, the
Yes, but
Oh,
before
I
it was
see. We're
down
still.
by 5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're 0.
We may
Yeah,
have
okay.
just done 8
now-
work. I think
8?
it was.
How do
She
you do-
rolled 4, and then
rolled
she
4.
spent the extra 4 successes worth of momentum.
Oh, I see. You spent the non-banked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we won.
You can do it. You can do it. It's repeatable. So you can totally do
We're done
that.
with the work track, but we still have to get the
we need
breakthroughs.
breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we won
you
the
can
game.
get breakthroughs.
We have
But we just got 2.
So this is
We just
done.
need more whoops.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
More whoops. All right,
So
let's
2
go. More whoops.
breakthroughs.
More whoops.
All right, so you
right?
gotta make
that,
your roll.
That was the good. Okay.
More
we did the
whoops,
right thing,
Jason.
right?
Right, Doc?
Roll again. Difficulty 1.
Okay.
I think so.
This is just.
You want to still spend the momentum? Go
Why
ahead.
not?
Just
yeah.
like
Do 3 die.
Yeah.
You guys are
yeah.
juicing momentum right now.
With whatever this next one is.
Hey, they're both in their house.
This is what you do.
Also, what's Allie do?
Difficulty 1. Magnitude.
What's Sally do?
magnitude is
Yay! Oh wait, no, I'm not using a focus, so success.
2. Okay. 2.
3.
All right, so y'all
1.
bust through the successes
4.
again, getting yet another breakthrough. Because I'm guessing
Throw
you're going
that
to roll
back up
1
there.
challenge die. All right, go ahead and roll your you're going to roll 1 success on a challenge die, and it's going to immediately be a breakthrough. So go ahead and make your roll.
Do that.
So I'm gonna roll 6.
Roll 6. All you
And
need
we
is
can always,
1
We can
success.
always re-roll the pool.
5.
Okay,
We did the thing.
that's actually going to be.
Does the rule still
That's-
apply once we filled it?
I
that
think
crit
I think that I think technically what we could say here, and I'll just to speed it along, because you rolled 5 successes, which is an automatic breakthrough, and 1 success at this point with a magnitude of 0 at what it's at, because you filled out the work track, is another breakthrough. So
So we're done.
2 breakthroughs.
you spend about 30 minutes, and it takes you a moment to catch your flow, but you synergize with Talon's. You see where Talon's going. You're seeing that flow of
Yeah.
logic coming
this
into
is-
play, connecting the dots. You see the puzzle, and it's kind of like that beautiful mind moment where you're
Yeah.
seeing the numbers in front of you. And you're putting it all together, and you start assembling it.
Puzzles.
So Rue, you're watching these two brilliant minds break into these pair of tricorders and start putting the data together. And what you see is the data begins to form up on the research screen. It looks like the data was indeed damaged, not from anything from concussive or like the hardware was damaged, but it looks like the data transfer was incomplete. And so it looks like there's packets of data missing, but you do get personnel files of everybody on the station.
Access.
And they do come up on screen. You do see Lassie's personnel file. However, it is what is very obviously a generic personnel file. It looks like just operations manager, fourth in command of on the chain of command on this listening station. Transferred
Does it name
here.
The listening station.
What's that?
Does it say what the name of the listening station is?
It does.
What is it?
It's C0085K.
Okay.
That's not what we heard about it. Interesting.
And as you're scanning through the names, something immediately stands out to you as y'all are looking at this.
Oh no.
And it's not her, somebody else on that station.
Ooh.
Yeah, what's their last name?
Their last name is LeClaire.
Oh.
Wait, what?
The last name of somebody else on the station, their last name was also LeClaire.
No.
Oh.
Same first name?
Jim LeClaire.
Jim.
Lieutenant Commander. Was designated as one of the analysts, data analysts stationed on board, was junior officer in Starfleet Intelligence. And it does note in the file that he is, in fact, the sibling of Lassie LeClaire.
Jem is G-E-M?
J-I-M.
Oh, Jim. Actual
Jim.
Jim.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. When we get so many exotic names, you kind of go off, but yeah.
Eric?
That's what I love about Star Trek. You get
Enrique?
all the exotic names, and then it's like Frank.
Enrique.
Eric.
Arc.
A-I-R-I-C-K.
Baroque.
That's so Nordic.
Yeah.
Baroque.
Yeah, exactly.
I always have so much trouble
Yeah.
saying his name. So hard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Campbell?
Yes.
Bell?
Like a bell you go to, it's like a
Hot
camp
bell.
where they teach you how to do bells.
Good.
I think I can get it. Give me time.
Or soup. Take your pick.
That's what I do.
I do have Campbell's soup, Converse. This is not relevant. So let's move on. You do note that there was a sibling on board. This was a listening post that was established almost 12 years ago. It is off the books. It is Starfleet Intelligence, and it was designed to. Here's what else you discover. This asteroid field is actually it's accurate to consider it a planetary graveyard because at the center of the asteroid field is actually a micro black hole, which is what has, of course, the gravitational effects. The singularity has caught in its gravitational field a very extraordinary, sizable asteroid field. It's unusual for a black hole of its size to attract this many rocks in space, but gravity begets gravity begets gravity when it comes to sizes, and it's science fiction, so we're just going to go with it.
I would mention thank you for flying us safely through this asteroid.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This listening post was established quite a while ago during a time of peace with the Klingons. There are no records on how it was done, but it's difficult to imagine that this station was built out here without the Klingons' complete lack of knowledge of it being here. It's possible that it's just gone off the records. You don't know, but there are some discrepancies in logic. However, those bits of information might have been actually filled out, but it's hard to say. For all intents and purposes, though, it looks like this listening post is exactly what it was designed to do. It was a highly classified listening outpost. The people who have been assigned here, some of these officers have been here for 4 years, have not left the station or seen home. You can only imagine the psychological toll that must be taken. So, very select group of officers for this kind of work. In modern day, you might think of it as like members of the silent service. the submariners who go months underwater in an enclosed metal space and have to go off the grid and talk to nobody. This is deep space behind enemy lines. It's extraordinary, and probably speaks to the dedication of Starfleet intelligence for the security of the Federation. It sounds like it was from the looks of this, the files, it was just a listening outpost. And it looks like the data packets that they were storing were not particularly, let's just say they didn't get anything juicy. And it doesn't look like it was part of an espionage. It looked more, I mean, it was obviously espionage, but it didn't look like it was part of a preemptive program of any kind. It was more of just like keeping tabs on the Klingon Empire and making sure that nothing was mobilizing. To be this deep into Klingon space would suggest they were probably trying to keep track of what was going on deep behind Klingon lines, like at the shipyards and some such. Here's the other thing I can tell you. It seems extraordinarily unlikely, looking at this data, that the Klingons happened upon this listening post. It seems the odds are astronomical that they would stumble upon this listening post. Just looking at the data and the keywords and some of the file searches you're doing, Klingons do not come into the asteroid field. There's not much to mine out here. And even though the density of the asteroid field is in constant state of flux, it's just not worth it. It's a big desert in the middle of the Klingon Empire. So they just don't bother with it.
How long had Lassie Leclerc served at this outpost prior to the right date of the tricorder?
According to the file, if it is to be believed, it's been over a year.
Okay.
In fact, it looks like the star date puts it somewhere around, I would say it would probably happened not too long before the Battle of Wolf. So maybe about a couple of years ago, I would say. Wherever that falls on the timeline.
Okay.
It looks like that's when Leclerc was stationed here.
Wolf was 5 years.
So yeah, then it's been a while.
Yeah.
Leclerc has been holed up in this listening outpost for some time. Looks like her brother was here a year longer than her. Like he was stationed here. And you will note in the file that Leclerc specifically requested him to be stationed here. And that he...
Not the other way around.
Not the other way around. You're looking, as you're flipping through the files, you see that Leclerc at some point petitioned the commanding officer of this listening post for her brother to be transferred here. I don't have the name. Let's see.
Sorry, which of them served here first?
Her brother.
Okay.
But she petitioned.
By her request.
She requested he be sent here, and then she...
And then she transferred here a year later.
Okay, thanks.
What was his position?
He was a data analyst.
Data analyst.
Also Scottish?
Yes. Yep.
I know.
Adopted.
Oh, no, totally.
Race.
Although
separately.
adopted to Scotland. That makes him Scottish.
How old was Jim?
Rhett Botan is the name.
How old was Jim?
Jim was about a year younger than she. How old is your character again, Lassie? How old are you? He was your younger brother, isn't that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would say about 2 years. 2 years your junior.
When do people graduate from a kid?
Oh, like 50. Age 50.
No.
You check your mom's fact files, Josephine. That's accurate. I don't know, like early 20s?
Yeah.
She's probably mid to late 20s then.
Okay, then that would probably put his age around 23 or 24. He was probably a young, brilliant mind.
Eric, what did he sound like?
He sounds charming. Yeah. Can you give us a sample of
That's
this young,
more-
brilliant
I can tell you
mind?
that I
with
can
a
tell you
Scottish
that
accent?
just looking from his personnel file that all of you definitely recognize that his corpse was laying on the floor of the space
Oh,
station.
okay. Way to ruin the mood. Okay.
Yeah, no,
He was definitely
Whoa. Why are you bringing up a corpse? We're talking about a sexy dead guy.
I just
His
want
body,
a Scottish accent.
his body was found not too far away from her cryotube with a Klingon slumped over the top of him.
So one of these is not his tricorder.
No.
Okay.
It looks like one of the. It doesn't. There's no designation to the tricorders, but somebody.
But I would have remembered which body I took it off of.
You found the tricorders on the floor, and they were near bodies, but it's hard to say who they belonged to. Because in the ensuing chaos of the battle, what you're able to start piecing together from the information you got is that someone was probably trying to salvage the data as much as they could.
So both tricorders just have personnel files on them?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the information that was probably pertinent to the intelligence of this area was probably destroyed with the computer.
Yeah.
But it looks like anything else was trying to, somebody, in all honesty, somebody probably was breaking protocol, trying to be a hero and save what they'd been doing out here.
Yeah.
But you can only imagine, again, dedicating your life to living out here, to have your work wiped away.
Yeah.
Someone was probably breaking protocol and trying to be a hero about it when the Klingons got inside the station.
Glad they did.
With that many successes too, do you guys want to have any? Do you want to burn any more?
We do have the
You get
Advanced
free-
Research Facility obtain information.
You can
spend.
obtain more information if you like.
I would definitely like to do that.
What would you like to ask?
How many personnel files did you say were on here?
There's enough to complement the small staff that was basically stationed here on the space station before it was destroyed. Staff wasn't particularly big, and if you remember correctly, too, it was sparse living. You do come across minor details that are kind of sad to see, detailing what life was like on here, like scheduled parties that were going to be happening in the next week. Who currently held the highest win count at like poker, things like that, things that the crew was doing to sort of distill any tension or not. You do see mentions of shore leave, but those aren't really kept in the record. So it's possible, looking at this data, that people were leaving the station and coming back or finding a way to leave the station and come back. But if it was happening, it was very rarely.
Do we want to find out where she and her brother are from?
I will tell you this: if you're kind of confused about what to do with the, at this point, there's really nothing left on these tricorders of any further pertinent information.
Then we just get to ask questions.
Yeah.
I do have a question about the personnel file metadata.
What would you like to know?
I'm curious. Personnel file is one of the most long-standing databases you would have on a station. You don't constantly make a new database. So I was wondering if there's anything tweaking me about the write history
I would
in
say
the database. Like, are there suddenly a lot of edits at some point? Like, someone is rewriting all the database.
Roll insight security.
Don't mind if I do.
Difficulty is going to be kind of steep. It's going to be 3.
Down to 5. You want another 2?
Yeah, let's take it.
Okay, we're down to 3.
We do the same.
All right.
Oh, I love my talent. I do, though. I really do. All right, that'd be 4.
Okay.
4 successes.
Gain a momentum. Just looking at this language rule, it's like somebody was cut and pasting basic ass information. I mean, it looks like somebody was trying to. It looks like someone didn't give a shit about how shoddy of. I mean, you're just looking at this personnel file, and it just reads like a catalog of like grew up here, did this, did. I mean, it's clearly a job. You're just looking at it and going, yeah, this is not her real personnel file. You can tell just from looking at it. It is a job.
All that work and we got a fake.
I wonder if this was a last attempt to hide what they were actually doing. By downloading this falsified information, it was a cover to make it look like they were trying to protect information about the station and their crew, whereas this is the fake. Maybe they wiped their data.
It's possible that what they kept on their computers was a fake, that they used some sort of secondary information system.
And once
like
they were
paper.
And once they were boarded and breached, they might have wiped their data so that the enemy would not get their hands on it.
Or burn their paper.
Or burn their paper.
Well,
This certainly...
Well, we still have one piece of new information.
she has a brother.
She has a brother.
Had.
Had
Did you hear
a brother.
Well, I think we should let the captain know. Certainly. Well, I have the two of you here. Could I prevail on your insight? I take the crutch that I've been spinning
Okay.
and I put it up on the table. This has been altered.
In what way?
Your crutch?
I've never put power cells in them. That's intentional. That's for security reasons. But you can see that there are lighted strips on it. Someone must have stripped out the counterweights. They feel the same. But
Someone?
they didn't alter themselves.
And you did not.
I majored in engineering, among other things, at the academy. It was not a shining moment in my Starfleet career.
Oh.
So are y'all gonna scan these then?
Yeah,
Yes,
Talon
may I?
takes,
All right.
tricorder.
So let's get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're gonna cut to sickbay now.
Yes.
As Lassie, you're sitting up on this sickbay bed. Throlo, you've managed to get your patient somewhat relaxed. Matazi is walking by with a cup of Earl Grey and immediately puts it down next to the sickbay bed and says,
Cheers.
"Be here if you need me, doctor."
Thank you.
And then walks back over to behind the glass towards the desk. And the two of you are alone with you and your tricorder. Yeah, you are feeling a little headachy, a little out of sorts.
I'm between flirting with the doctor, of course, just scanning a bit the technology that's about.
Sure.
Just taking a look at everything.
You've never seen an Intrepid class starship before. They were just beginning their construction. With the second, Voyager had just completed the housing structure for Voyager when you were leaving on assignment. And the third ship of the line of Intrepid classes, the USS Sally Ride, was getting underway. Starfleet at that time had ordered a few Intrepid class starships. So getting to see one is actually quite nice. The medical bay here, it's much smaller, which you were coming to expect for a ship that only carries a fraction of what major starships carry in crew. However, the equipment in here is top of the line. You haven't seen Starfleet tech like this in a long time.
How are the pillows?
The pillows are lovely, Doc. Some nice setup you've got here.
Thank you. Find it cozy.
It's lovely.
Do you feel like you spent a lot of time in anything coming back?
This all seems new to me. I don't think I've been in this ship before, that's for sure.
No, that would make sense.
I'm having a wee bit of a headache, Doc.
Yeah? Let's see what we can...
Are you gonna scan her?
Yes, please.
Roll it. This is going to be, yeah. This will be a reason medicine check.
Yep.
Difficulty is 3.
Difficulty 3.
Every time. That cautious.
Who's
So
been
good.
fiddling around in here? Just so you're curious, on a tip from Sam at break, I'm especially checking for any traces of anethrazine or another substance that's used as an anesthetic but could have memory effects.
Something that would have memory effects? Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Anesthetine. Got it.
Do you have a reroll? Talent? Cautious?
I did spend. Do I reroll 1 with my cautious? Thank you.
They used to let us reroll the pool. They realized it was a mistake.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
fixed
Was
it.
that a change?
Modifius was
that
like,
was
we
changed from the
noticed that
alpha.
everyone is broken.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Or I assume I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Focus.
I love that broken version. I hit so hard.
Xenobiology apply to humans?
Well, yeah, you're a
Humans
you're an
are
Andorian.
aliens
Xeno to me?
from a certain
Yeah.
point of view.
Yeah,
I mean-
technically it's
So
alien
this
power.
raises an interesting question because I, in a broad sense, I would say xenobiology applies to
Humanoid life
yeah,
form, but like
when it
animals
I mean,
and
we've
stuff?
been kind of using it kind of loosely, but I mean, technically, xenobiology would be anything that's not you.
Right.
But however, you were trained to you went through Starfleet Medical.
You went
So-
to the Andorian Academy first.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you know she's an animal.
But I would say you gained your specialty of xenobiology from
I'm just
Starfleet
trying to
Academy. Yeah,
let her
would you
get
agree?
focused. Come on,
And
guys,
so-
we're talking it through.
I'll let you have it this time.
She's wearing
Yeah,
fur.
I'll let
Come
you
on.
have it this time. But I think moving forward, we'll have to get into that because I feel like non-Federation races would be where xenobiology would really
Okay.
apply.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Because everything else is like medicine. Because they're federate. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
3 successes?
So you're counting it this time?
Yeah.
3 successes.
Definition of xenobiology.
Okay, 3 successes then. So as you're running your tricorder scan over her, you hear beep, 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 beep coming out of the tricorder, almost as if it's detected an anomaly. To your amazement, Throlo, you stop freezing in place and bring the scanner back to the back base of her skull where there is something implanted. There is a technological device that has somehow escaped the scanners on the Sally ride, the transporter, and the first time around, that you're detecting just at the base of her skull where she said she was having a slight headache.
If you could hold quite still.
What's that? I heard a blip. What's
Yeah, a not good sign. Matazi has gotten up from the desk and is looking around the
up.
corner. And he takes the cue and just says, just saying hello. And he goes and sits back down at the table.
Let's see. I think you may have a muscular issue. Just hold quite still.
You can spend successes to ask questions, or your momentum to ask questions.
May I?
Does she get like the way that I do as science officer? Does she
Don't
get
have
just
any
science
free
officers,
questions.
isn't
Yeah.
So go ahead and pop that off. What would you like to ask? I've told you what you found. What do you want to know?
I would like to know. The first thing I need to know is whether this poses a danger to her or to us.
Okay, so that's your question. Does this pose a danger to her or to
Yeah,
us?
if you need me to make it more specific.
Nope,
Okay,
that's
cool.
fine. So Throlo, as you're scanning it, what is the official name of this device?
It's a neurodepolarizing device.
This device is designed to completely destroy the brain of the person who it's implanted in.
Yeah.
It has the capacity to not only wipe the mind, but to kill the brain as well. It is, I mean, as you're looking at it and you're seeing what it functions as, it's not a danger to you, but it is a horrible way to die, and it is completely thorough. In just judging from where it's planted and how it's activated, it's a suicide device.
Yeah.
Designed clearly to, if the wearer or the implantee was in danger, to be able to activate it with a thought and kill themselves.
Should share us to Commander Rue?
Chirp, chirp.
Is there a problem, Doc?
Commander here.
Sorry.
No. Do you just relax? I prescribed tea. I'll be right back. And I
Step over to the desk.
step into a soundproof side chamber. That I
You just
assign
round the
have.
corner. Matazi's looking at you. Matazi, knowing that look on your face, that sort of wide-eyed, crinkled look, as you come around the corner, and Matazi, also knowing Matazi being a damn good nurse, reading the signs, doesn't ask you what's wrong, just waits and listens as you round the corner, and you hear the Commander Rue responding. You can speak in a hushed tone here.
Okay, you promise?
Yeah.
Lives may depend on it. Commander Rue, have you ever encountered a neural depolarizing device?
You know what those are.
Yeah.
You've never encountered one, but you know what those are.
I know what they are. I know what they do.
How do I turn it off?
I can tell you, Rue, without having to roll.
Yeah.
They're designed, if they're trying to extract them, it's possible, it's incredibly difficult. They're designed to activate if they're trying to be extracted. It's possible to do it. It's been done. But
with the caveat that it might trip an internal failsafe, which we've already done today. Went boom.
I will not take any risks, but I will turn this off. And you're going to help me, right?
I'm on my way.
Just as you're hearing this conversation, and Rue just takes the crutch.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you in advance for not writing me up to talk. Who knows?
And so
All right.
We know it's something.
Later.
Okay.
Is
So-
something wrong?
Real quick, just so
we
y'all
hear
know.
that?
What's that?
Yeah. What
hear
did we? What did
Yes.
we hear? Okay.
Oh.
So in the
Okay.
timeline of
Then I
events
do
of
feel
you guys,
terrible.
So here's how this is going to play out. So in the timeline of events of you guys dissecting all of that information, the diagnosis taking place, about the time Rue was saying, "Look at my crutch," was when all of this went down. So literally, the moment they put it down and got this call, picked the crutch back up,
Oh,
and
we
now
didn't get a chance to scan it.
no,
Oh, okay.
and now everyone
be
now
continued.
Rue's beelining for the sick bay, and you all heard that, of course, because that was over the communications device. Don't forget, you were also ordered to report to Lark your findings of what you discovered in the tricorders.
Let the captain know. We might need you nearby for disabling an engineered device. Would you mind staying?
Commander, do you think that's the best decision? I mean, you said it yourself. We did set one off already.
This is the doctor's call, not mine. Stay nearby.
And at that point, y'all enter sick bay, walking in. So, Lassie, you're not stupid. You know something is up, but when you see almost the entire bridge crew walking in the door, you definitely know something is up. They're not threatening, so you don't get that. But there is suddenly, the moment you see Rue, there's that feeling again. That shock to the system, like something is on the tip of your tongue, you should know something.
Surprise inspection. Those pillows. Still fluffy, Shishiros?
Alright, Doc, I need to know what the bloody fuck's going on right now. What is it? Don't expect me to think that there's nothing happening.
Do you trust me?
Aye, I trust you. I've got no choice, do I?
Do you mind if I put you back to sleep just for a second? I promise to
been
be here
asleep.
when you wake up.
I need to know why.
Lieutenant. Please.
I'm sorry, but I need to know. Am I endangering you?
Difficult to say. But I will know soon.
I can't. The last time I went to sleep, did not wake up for a while. Did not like what I saw when I did. I'd rather not. Not until I get some answers.
The answers might bring harm. You can trust Shishiros. She makes herself trustworthy.
Could you just tell me what you found? Isn't it my right to know?
Well, this is a new one.
Matazi goes, "Forgive me, sorry." Sorry.
I'm sorry. Can I?
It's up to you. Are you going to resist that?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
on guard right now.
All right.
How close was I?
I'm
And is she holding her the
tricorder.
Yeah.
And on one hand she is, the other hand she's holding what
Right.
looks like a stimulant that she's about to inject you with.
Right.
So,
It's popping off.
so this is so you're gonna have to make a melee check. So this is going to be now. It doesn't initiative really doesn't matter at
Can
this
I-
point because you're going first.
I get.
So I need you to make a daring plus security roll. And the difficulty is
Yeah, it's an
1.
check.
And I need you to also make a daring plus security roll. And the difficulty is 1, and your focuses will apply here.
Okay.
Doctor, do you have a focus in unethical behavior?
I'm not actually sure. Like, oh god, I have so many questions about
Hey,
medical
if you're
ethics
lost
for
in the
me
woods,
later.
if you're lost in the woods here, you don't have to be. You can totally turn to me as the GM. You can totally burn momentum if you want to ask questions about like what you think would be right or wrong.
Like,
Starfleet
I'm
medical procedure?
very
I
curious
don't know.
what my
That's a good
Starfleet medical
question.
procedures would say about the fact that, like, I absolutely would not want to apply a treatment without discussing it with you, except in the case that literally telling you about this might kill you.
It's an unknown situation for sure. The baseline,
Can those things be programmed to kill her without her deciding to have that happen?
There is no information on that, but it's very, very. It looks like this device is specifically designed to be activated by the user. It does not
Is it
look.
going to be able to remote in?
It does not look like it can be remotely activated. It looks like this. Think of this as like the suicide pill they gave the astronauts in case, they were abducted by
Yeah,
aliens
but
or
it's
left.
also like telling Dan Aykroyd to choose his death, and he picks the Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
You can't tell the Ghostbusters to think of their doom and then have them be like, "Don't think of it," because then they're going to think of it.
Yeah,
Well,
you have
but-
a
but let me-
suicide
hold
switch.
up.
A suicide switch.
Hold up,
then-
I'll go ahead and I'll just preempt this right now. Narratively speaking, there's no way they would implant a device in somebody's head that could kill them if they accidentally thought, man, it would be great to die today. Oh,
What
wait,
if
I was
they
just
lose?
kidding.
What if they lose their memory?
Yeah.
She's still
like
alive.
Okay.
Leclerc did,
Yeah.
and forgot it was in there.
I can play out the motion thing, but it.
Let me answer. I didn't finish answering your question.
Okay.
The baseline for this is you tell a patient what's wrong, especially when and
I was worried it might literally kill her as soon as she realized it was there because it was like an auto security kind of.
So Rue knows all about these.
Yeah.
Rue's. I mean, this is actually an intelligent. I mean, this is pretty standard. This is not standard technology, but
Spy stuff.
this is known. This kind of spycraft is definitely known of. So, so I could tell you right now. If we want to say, if you want, go ahead and I would say subtract the momentum, and what we can do is create an advantage here, and I can give Throlo the knowledge and say that when Rue came in the door, we can use that one momentum to change the narrative and say that when you came in the door, Rue knew in the communications what was going on. So when Rue came in the door and Lassie was like, "What the hell is going on?" You walked up to Rue and was like, "I need to know what you know about these cortical implant devices. Can they be activated remotely?" Like you immediately just like, "I need to know how to treat this patient. And you're the only person that knows about this device."
Okay,
So we
cool,
can say that conversation happened with that momentum. And I'll give you the advantage, and I can tell you now that she is in no danger of accidentally activating it or of having it being remotely activated.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's rewind.
So that was a dream sequence the doctor just had about like the worst way things could have gone.
But this is a
So-
perfect example for the future. If there's ever those ambiguous areas where you're worried about overstepping as a Starfleet officer or something like that, or if there would be information your character would know, I'm your guy. Ask me or burn momentum and create advantage, and we can work that out. Because
have a
Throlo would
question.
totally know.
Can we
What's up?
start the whole game over?
What's
I have a
up?
question, Eric. What's the best way to be a captain?
The best way to do it?
You're going
You
to
need
need a
to-
lot more momentum.
Yeah, I don't know. I think shaving your head and drinking Earl Grey seems to work pretty
That's what I
well.
thought you were going to say. All right.
Or changing your hairstyles between season 1 and 2. Maybe dye it red. Maybe like coffee a whole lot and
Maybe
talk
like
with
get-
authority.
Oh, you already
Get a
have a
goatee,
beard.
but go,
so-
go like shave this and then go goatee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe go to the
so-
Mirror Universe, get goth makeup.
So we're gonna take it back to where she says, "I have the right to know," because that was the linchpin moment.
Averted.
So go ahead.
Of course. Have you heard of a neural depolarizing device?
Yes. Oh yes. You know what those are.
How much do I remember at this point, knowing that?
When she asks you that, you are aware of
Do I know why I have it?
You have this faint taste of copper in your mouth, and you're remembering of what it was like leaning forward in a dark room and having that thing implanted. And you remember being calm about it. In fact, in that memory, you remember feeling a sense of pride as it was going in.
All right. Oh, I forgot about that.
I can't think of anything more disgusting than a kill switch built into you. But you've got one, so if you could please be very calm.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm not gonna... I'm fine, Doc. You all came down for that.
I turned up on my scan and I don't trust it.
Joe, as you're kind of finding amusement in this, it's like, you know when you forget things and you're like, it'll come back to me later, and you'll be walking down the street and you'll be like, that's his name.
Yep.
Like the speed of thought, and you're like, oh, it was there the whole time. You're Section 31. Or you were.
Mm-hmm.
It clicks, and the first thing that happens when you feel that click, you all can see there's a slight shift in her face, but when it clicks, Lassie, it all comes back, all of it. It all comes rushing back in. Every piece of information, and suddenly you know exactly who that is. There's no way it could be anybody else. You feel confusion, a surge of shock, like almost like waking up in a strange place and not knowing where you are, and then a feeling of dread, and then a feeling of sudden complete disbelief. Like the emotions are flooding through her right now.
Wait, you three guys are also in. You guys are in medbay. Okay, great.
Yeah,
I don't.
No,
Did I don't
not
think I
till
came. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
but you tagged along.
Yeah, you're letting the captain.
I was requested to stay just in case to help with the surgery,
Yeah.
if possible.
Cool.
I'm gonna say you went to. Do we want to say you went to tell Sage what you guys found?
Yeah, to the bridge. And
The bridge. Yeah, they're both on the bridge.
check
All
in
right,
with
so
them.
we'll just say for narrative purposes, you've informed Sage everything that was found on that tricorder.
But
She's down in engineering with
Oh,
Shiv.
in engineering with
And-
Jiff.
But I don't know the real
right.
reason they found
Come
me.
back up.
Did I?
You're remembering the Klingon attack.
Yeah.
You remember the shouts and the screams.
But I
You
don't know how they found me.
don't know how they found you. You don't know how. You knew about this listening post and you knew about its location when you transferred here.
But would that mean that I would know who she is?
They
they are,
you definitely. Let me put it this way. You just from hearing the name Rue, you know who they are.
Oh, right, okay.
You're able to make that connection. Yeah.
But it beeped on. It activated, and I don't want to take any chances.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not going to activate it, Doc. You can relax, darling. Do you want to tell me once again how you found me? She's looking straight at them.
I haven't gotten an insight check on Lassie LeClaire the whole game.
Would you like to get an insight check?
Oh, am I Commander Janelle?
Fire. Go. Do it.
I need the last one in.
Are you going to resist this, or are you just going to kind of?
Gonna put
Are
up
you
your
playing your
walls.
cards close to the chest right now, or are you kind of letting it all hang out?
After I get this answer,
Okay.
maybe. But for now, I'm more guarded.
Okay, then it's a contested roll. So I need you, Janelle, to make a insight security check, and I'm going to need you, Lassie, to make a control security check.
Right.
And can I use covert?
Yes, I'll totally let you use that.
What is covert?
I'm evaluating her as a threat to my ship.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I use my protection value? I would like to use my
Yes.
determination on this.
Yeah, totally.
All right. That's.
I mean, there's been enough information that's been uncovered with a suicide device planted in the back of their skull. Yeah, I can
Yep.
see you being like, oh, who am I dealing with?
All right. That's 2 down. 1
Okay.
momentum for the dice roll.
That's a crit. And if you did you use a focus?
Yeah, focus does apply, yeah.
And what was your...
The difficulty is 1.
What was the...
and then...
4. So
the
those
number
are both
4?
crits.
Oh, yeah, those are both crits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 successes. What'd you get?
Versus 5.
Versus 5. So
What?
Ty's going to go to defender.
Auto crit from determination. 3, 4, 5.
Ty goes to defender.
Is that momentum or no?
Oh, and I
that
get
no
the
momentum?
determination
No.
back. Dope.
So with Ty going to defender, Rue, you actually look at them, and I'm going to tell you something. Rue, you know how to read people. Whoever she is, you can't read her. She's staring at you with a cool, calm, collected. I'll tell you this much. Her demeanor has changed. You can't read it, but it's definitely changed suddenly. That anxiety of where the hell am I seems to have vanished, and now it's like, huh.
I knew about it from a man in black.
Which should not be possible.
Right.
Captain, you needed in sick bay.
All right. Let's turn this into a scene then. So as you're reporting to sick bay, Talon, you enter engineering. Bonnie, do me a favor. I need Lark to make a control engineering check. And Jiv is going to assist you.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty here is going to be 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Any of my focuses apply? Computers, technical improv, small, well, craft
I would say
help.
computers. Let computers
All right.
apply to this, yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, Lark. So as you're sitting there in the...
Almost 3.
2, yeah, no, you're good with 2. As you're sitting there scanning into it,
Am I in the tubes?
the Jeffries tube? No, you're just outside the tubes, and Jiv is calling out to you. Is like, all right, what about this? Are you getting this? He's running a diagnostic on one of the censoring conduits here in the Jeffries tube.
I'm getting something. What am I getting?
He says, hold on. And he comes crawling back over to the edge of the Jeffries tube. And he cuts to the side and he goes, let's take a break for a second.
Okay.
How are you doing, kid?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
No, I mean, how are you doing?
I mean, we're in Klingon space at war, flying through an asteroid field.
All right, come on. Like, you don't. I don't have to be your counselor or anything, but there was a moment where I was pretty down, and I was vulnerable, and I was going through some kind of psychic bullshit, and I made an ass of myself. But you were there for me, and you listened to me, and you took care of me. Oh, yeah. So I'm asking you, what's going on? You've been playing it real close to the chest. Let me tell you something, Sage. You're the worst liar on this ship. Everyone's too busy running around, but ever since I gave Mala the position on the bridge, I've had time to pay attention to how miserable you are. So tell me what's going on.
I don't know, Jiv. Just... I don't really belong here.
On the ride?
Anywhere.
Why do you feel like that?
I can't really put into words. You know how bad I am with words.
I know, yeah, you're pretty bad with words.
Yeah.
But you're great at
Thanks.
flying and you're great at engineering, so tell me why you don't belong here.
Maybe I'm just looking for something else.
It sounds like you know what you're looking for.
Sound like a fortune cookie.
I don't know what that is. Sounds magical.
It's not really. They're actually pretty gross.
Look, I'm not gonna I'm not going to force a confession out of you. But I just want to tell you what I've been observing, if you don't mind. Because, you're not too good at words, and I'm not that great with words either. I don't know if you noticed. I'm not, I try to be friend guy, but, sometimes it's tough because I try not to give a shit, and it's easy sometimes. And other times, I don't know, Sage, I like you, and you're a good kid. You're a good officer, and...
Is that sarcasm?
No,
Okay.
I'm leaving that around. I've adapted. You serve in Starfleet for as long as I have, you adapt. Which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do?
We're both adapters then.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know what it is you're looking for, or why you feel the way you feel. I know you've saved the lives of everyone on this ship at least once. But while we're all running around trying to figure out why the universe is hiking up its skirt and running 3 degrees to the left for no damn reason at all, and why Klingons are trying to kill us all, and Qs are visiting the ship, and whatever the hell was going down with Starfleet intelligence and that rogue planet that got sucked into a black hole, and all the other crazy crap that's happened to us, there's one other person on this ship that's not being paid attention to either. And he's not reaching out for help either. And I see him every day hoping deep down someone's going to notice him. Now, Ren's been reaching out to him, and it's been nice to see that happen. But when I look at Zadis and I look at you...
I've tried to talk to him. I see him and I don't know what to say to him. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just go sit down and chat with him. I mean, I can't do it. I just go be with him. He was around a bunch of ugly bastards for an entire year that probably treated him like dirt. I mean, maybe it might just be nice to be sitting across from someone who's friendly. I don't know. I'm not a counselor. You'd have to talk to our lieutenant if he's not breaking his ankle with his Klingon lover.
Well, this turned awkward.
You heard about that, right?
Yep, I sure did. Did people talk? I don't know who talked.
Oh, it was him.
Oh, that's right.
No, Tristan said it. No, I heard him say it.
Word got around.
Yeah.
I heard it from one of the ensigns on break once. It really got around.
You know the word scuttlebutt, right? It's an old Earth term. I read this. Forget it. It's not important. It's a weird word, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm sure he doesn't know what to say either, which is why he hasn't said anything. It's up to you, Sage.
Talk to him. Like, when's a good time, though? Like,
it beats me. I don't know how this works. I'm here for you, but
I'm okay.
That's the thing I've noticed about you, is you keep shunting yourself to the back of the row so you can take care of everybody else. I know who your parents are, Sage. And I know what it's like to grow up in a life trying to please your parents.
Right.
My point is that if you can't find a way to open up to people, maybe a way to help you do that would be to get somebody else to open up to you. Then again, I'm just an angry Tellarite who got demoted because he called out corruption. So I'm gonna go back into my Jeffries tube.
I'm gonna put my arm on Jeff's shoulder and go, you're actually pretty good with words sometimes.
Is that sarcasm?
No, yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually not very good at sarcasm either.
Diagnostic didn't reveal anything. He hands you a data pad and he's like, I honestly have no idea. I got the sensors working again, but I don't know what's going on.
Well.
But the Sally, for a split second, she lost focus. She's working fine now, but we're gonna have to tell Ren. You're gonna have to help her keep an eye on that on the bridge too.
Well, as of right now, it's pretty smooth sailing. Thanks to Q, we got a straight path to the Shackleton Expanse, so I'm not having to play obstacle course. I got a couple 3 hours to spare.
You know, I got this handled.
I'll go talk to him.
Back into my little cave. He dips back into the Jeffries tube.
I start walking to Zadis's quarters.
All right, you walk out of engineering. We'll cut back to you guys.
Lassie's gonna walk over to them,
Okay.
to Janelle Rue, and say, look, I know you've got no reason to trust me, honestly. Believe me, I know. But do you know about your symbiote?
Matazi's ears literally go like this as you say that.
Intended to as well.
Yeah.
All of our ears everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, what now?
More specifically, where it was before.
Rue, when she says that, there's that strange feeling of deja vu you get.
Because obviously something didn't work out, right?
Whatever she's saying, you know you're the first host, but whatever she's saying, the best way to describe this is, remember the scene in The Matrix when when Neo's getting a little too close to the truth and his mind starts going, what the fuck? It's kind of, you're having this sort of like feeling in the back of your neck as you're listening to her. It's like those simple words have now set off a chain reaction, and you realize you're spiraling towards waking up to something you don't want to know.
It didn't work. Not all the way.
And I presume that's who tipped you off about the satellite?
You see a flash of the man's face in the mirror again. And Rue, you're starting to remember everything you've been experiencing with the other you. When she says, tipped you off to the satellite, you begin to remember a conversation you had with the man in black sitting in your quarters. You begin to remember him talking to you about who he is. You hear the word Section 31. It spirals out of control, and you begin to wake up to it. All of it.
That's
How
the
could you forget?
explanation that makes sense, isn't it?
Right, well, I don't want to... You just tell me what you want to know, honestly, at this point. Might as well have left me on that satellite. Sometimes it's better not remembering.
Well, that satellite was going to get crushed by an asteroid and...
The door opens as Captain Martinez walks in.
What's going on?
Talon, where are you during all of this? Did you resume your position on the bridge, or did you follow the captain down when you heard...
When I heard what?
When you heard him called down. I'm assuming you were on the bridge when Martinez got called down to the research bay.
Yeah.
I will have said, Talon, you're with me.
Well, there you go.
But
Think
Pause,
of a reason to invite you all, but
did Talon let Captain Martinez know all the stuff, that info?
Actually, that would be an
stuff?
excellent
Yeah.
opportunity to debrief the captain.
So
Yeah, I
captain-
said let the captain...
Okay,
No.
so then this works out perfectly. So as Martinez is leaving the bridge, you basically follow him into the turbolift and fill him in on everything.
Sad.
Yeah. Well, I guess. I don't know. I'm a Vulcan.
So you could agree that from the outside looking in, that humans
I
would
could see why-
experience this. Why that would be sad.
Yes, I could see that.
What's going on?
Captain,
She
Right,
knows who
if
I am.
I'm a Section 31 operative, okay?
That doesn't register to any of you.
Not even Captain Martinez?
You don't know what Section 31 is. Nobody here knows what Section 31 is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But Rue, you instantly know that memory of, you hear that voice that you'd heard before. It's not happening now, but you're having the memory of don't trust her, don't trust her. and you're beginning to understand why suddenly.
We need to know what she knows.
Yeah.
Said.
Can I ask something about Section 31?
Sure.
Above game.
Yeah.
In the history of Starfleet, there have been controversial moments and actions.
Yep.
Has there ever been times where the universe at large, the galaxy, the quadrant, whatever, points to Starfleet and goes, what is this? What are you doing? Do you have this? Does Section 31 exist? And then Starfleet publicly goes, no, that doesn't exist.
The only time Starfleet has ever been, in this era, the only time Starfleet has been publicly called out on the possible existence of Section 31 is in a Deep Space Nine episode that hasn't happened yet. And
What about not in this era, but in other eras? Captain Martinez is a
Section
student
31
of
does
history.
appear in Star Trek Enterprise, but I don't know
They
if...
deny its existence.
Yeah.
But I'm asking specifically about that denial. Is the denial of its
Nope.
existence a public thing? So there's a secret accusation and a secret denial by Starfleet.
Starfleet has never actively recorded a denial of Section 31. They've simply, for lack of a better way of describing it, Starfleet usually replies with a no comment.
They didn't
even
respond to the YouTube comments.
Yeah, they just gloss over.
Don't feed the
so
trolls.
there is no answer. There has never been a definitive answer when Starfleet says, "What the hell? Who are these guys?" And Starfleet goes, "What are you talking about?" It's kind of the reply. And it's always been hard to tell if they actually don't know what you're talking about, or if what are you talking about.
Sorry, I thought
Leclerc, what?
you seemed a bit...
Section 31, what is that?
Right, I thought you knew...
You're
you seemed to not
Starfleet,
not be
right?
not
Is it
be
coming
warm
back?
to intelligence, so I thought you might know.
She knows everything now, Doctor. Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Leclerc, that's when it clicks. It, like, as you're telling me, yes, unfortunately, and then it clicks. You realize Jim isn't here. It just clicks instantly.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
She lost a brother down on that station. I'm sorry, Lassie.
It happens.
Was he Section 31 also?
No, he was not. No one else down there was. Intelligence, they're not bad. I don't know what experiences you've had, but they are here to protect you.
But Section 31 is bad?
Rue. Yes. Every fiber in your being tells you the answer to that question is yes. And you don't know how you know that. But you
Depends.
suspect it has something to do.
Depends who you ask.
Are they the ones that put this in you?
But what, Doctor? Why did you call us down here?
Yes, neurodepolarizing devices are in all Section 31 agents. For when we get captured, questioned.
Is that what happened to him?
No, it's not. I don't want to be associated with Section 31 anymore. That's why I was on the satellite.
You requested the transfer there.
Aye.
You were defecting?
Had no choice.
And they came after you. It wasn't an accident they found that outpost.
I believe this seems an odd coincidence.
They sent Klingons?
Someone probably tipped them off. Probably someone in Section 31.
The Klingons were the closest.
They were the cat's paws.
It looked like a Klingon attack, right? That's what it was. That's what they made it look like, and that's what it was.
In fact, have you reported finding me? You probably...
No, we've been cut off from Starfleet, Lassie.
It's good. Honestly, I'm probably just endangering you all being here.
I need to know.
Know what?
You alright, Commander?
Man I've been seeing.
His
That was
name,
my first host.
First host.
His name was Dryden Rue.
You see his face clear as day, and you know That's, you know.
You had another.
The Symbiosis Commission lied. They made a patsy of me.
That's... I may have had a hand in that, but it was his last dying wish.
What happened?
Dryden and I, we were partners. We were always together. We worked on a lot of unsavory operations for Section 31, and there just came a day when Dryden had had enough. And it's fair enough, but he needed to get out of Section 31, and you can't just leave these kinds of organizations. So,
How did he get out?
well, we planned an escape. Well, he told me he needed my help, but it didn't go according to plan, unfortunately.
They caught up to you?
Yes. Yeah.
You hear over your shoulder as she says yes. You suddenly, Rue, glancing to your side, you see him standing there next to you, like a specter, looking at her, and he says, "Sloane found me."
Man name of Sloane?
Just the name, lassie. Just that calm, friendly, matter-of-fact demeanor sends chills to your spine, remembering Sloane.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Sloane. He wasn't going to let anyone leave. But Dryden was a host, so he had to make plans, and he asked me. He told me that I needed to transfer the symbiote safely, and I had some contacts in the Trill government.
Yeah. The commission visited me after Wolf 359, asked me questions, thought that I should recognize one of them. I didn't. And
Right, that was idiotic on their part. But you see, you would have been endangered. The whole point was that you shouldn't know, you can't know, because if you know, if they know that you are aware.
Dryden will come after us. He looks at you, or Sloane will come after us, is what Dryden says as she's saying this.
Your life will be at risk. Everyone's lives here will be at risk if Sloane is aware. It's not a position you want to be in, believe me.
How did you suppress the memories? Have you hurt Janelle?
What did we do exactly?
All you know is that the Symbiosis Commission was able, your contact in the Symbiosis Commission was able to do it.
I'm not sure of the exact methods that they used, but
they did
we had to suppress those memories.
The way that the old humans used to do ice pick lobotomies.
How did...
We know now
about
they
that.
don't always work, and the nanites might have done some of it.
Nanites.
I was joined 20 years ago. If you knew Drayden, you were around a good while ago. Were you awake for the Battle of Wolf 359?
doesn't sound particularly familiar.
That would be a no.
I don't believe so, no.
You do know that on that station, you guys were consistently cut off from Starfleet because of how low cover you were. You were only able to send a lot of data packets and get confirmations. You were not kept up to date what was happening in Federation space, and that you guys were constantly going in and out of cryo-freeze. And that's how you've been able to sustain living in a confined space for as long as you have, taking shifts and keeping yourself sane. You've been on that station for a lot longer than records show.
You've also got to understand, the way this operation works, it's not, what they do is not good. What it drives people to do, and we just follow orders, and sometimes we're not even aware of what it is that we're doing. I wouldn't put it past them for me not to remember certain things. But I don't remember that.
So if we turn you over under your name,
I would not suggest putting in any of your records or proclaiming that you have ever run into me.
We never found you, Lassie.
Lassie?
Right.
I didn't hear the name Lassie.
That didn't happen. We're gonna scrub all the records, and we're gonna drop you off on a friendly station, a friendly planet. We'll fake whatever we have to, get you some sort of a fake name.
Rue. Dryden comes to stand while Captain's talking, obviously not aware that you're visualizing the manifestation of this memory of Dryden. And Dryden says, Rue, don't let her leave the ship. Sloane will find her. Sloane will find her.
Sir,
Commander?
remember that science officer we picked up on Kendris 2? The one we decided would be part of our crew complement.
No, I don't, actually. Can you refresh my memory?
Well, she looked so much like our friend here.
She's gonna protest.
I know.
Tell her, Rue, tell her I owe her one.
I can't imagine what you're trying to say right now. Do you know how crazy that would be? I know they say you guys are the most wholesome ones around, but
Is that what they say?
they say a lot of things.
Rue, please tell her.
I walk over to Lassie. You don't know this about me yet, but I protect my ship and its crew, and I think I come by that honestly, that protection. Let him protect you one last time. He would want that.
Fucking Dryden.
Leslie, you don't have to make a decision right now. Obviously, we've got a few days before we're in the Shackleton Expanse, and we have time. But I just want to circle back to something. You have a bomb in your head? Is that true? Did you put that there willingly? Do you want us to? Is there no way to remove that?
That's actually a great button to pause that scene.
You have a bomb in your head.
Because we're gonna move from that scene to our closing moment, where Lark, you're standing in front. You've been standing in front of Zadis's door for about 5 minutes now.
A box with a bow on it, 2 cream sodas, and I've gone to tap, but walked away. Gone to press the button, walked away. It's awkward. People have passed me in the hall.
Yeah, a few of the Ox crew have just walked by and go, Ensign. Just kind of,
Hey, what's up?
a few of them have looked back, going,
Word. Whatever that
So good at
means.
words.
I'm so good. I'm so good with word. Word. Okay. I go to press it, but then I don't, but then I accidentally lose my footing and I fall onto the button and I hit it and I'm like...
When you press it, you're like...
And he doesn't come, so good.
You actually realize you're hearing loud noises inside. You kind of lean and you're hearing what sounds like a thudding noise, like a loud, almost like a bass noise.
Music. Sorry.
Okay. He's dropping the bass. I don't know. I'm gonna do it again because I pressed it, so now I feel a little bit more confident.
You press it again, and you definitely hear that there's something loud going on inside that's probably drowning out the doorbell.
Oh, this is so bad. Should I just tamper the door and go in?
You're looking at the panel, and you do notice that it would be so easy.
All right, I just balance the bottles with one hand. I'm like, well.
It's not even a hack. I mean, you're part of the senior staff. You just
That's true.
override it using your...
Oh, but it's so much more fun to like, okay.
As the door opens, you are hit with a wall of music.
Okay.
Just blasting out. And at first you kind of flinch as this loud operatic music is playing. It feels, it's some kind of, there has been singing in it in the background, but it sounds like it's slightly distorted, like someone was messing with the levels and then just stopped halfway through. So you're hearing a lot more of the instrumental.
Okay.
But the next thing you notice is the place looks like it's been torn apart. It looks like there's a couch overturned and there's shattered glass on the floor. And the living room looks empty. But just glancing through, you think you see something off in the corner in the bedroom area.
I'm just gonna call out his name very loudly.
It gets completely swallowed by the wall of noise.
Okay, I'm gonna put down the box and the cream sodas.
It's the cream soda is literally rattling on the table as you set it down.
I'm gonna put them on the floor.
You can't even hear yourself think right now.
Do I know where the controls are? For
You can just say computer, kill the noise.
Computer, no.
Please specify command. You hear immense, like this blasting.
Computer, turn off music.
It registers and it goes bleep, and it instantly, there's a slight ringing in your ears, and it takes you for a second as you're adjusting to the sound, and then you hear the distinct sounds of weeping from the bedroom.
I awkwardly knock on the wall in this bedroom.
The bed sheets have been pulled completely off the bed. It looks like he's been sleeping on the floor. And there's no pillow, but it looks like there's a setup in here where it looks like he's designed a place for himself to sleep, so he's half in, half out from underneath the bed, which these beds don't normally come with an area where you can slide underneath. So he's pulled out the drawers, and you see he's modified the under part of his bed. And off in the corner, you see Lynn Zadis curled up on himself with his head in his hands, and
I'm gonna go back.
He's been at it for a while from the looks of it.
I'm gonna go back and grab the bottles and then go back, and I'm gonna get close to him and just sit on the floor next to him and just put it in front of him and just let him just be aware that I'm here, and I'm not gonna say anything.
And there's no immediate acknowledgement, but there's not a repulsion, there's not a push away. And Sage and Zadis sit in the quarters for some time, quietly. The only noise coming from him. And that's where we have to end tonight's episode.
I like that episode. I would watch that again.
That's because you're magnificent this episode, Hector.
That was just a very well acted and funny episode.
Yeah, you freaking killed it.
I liked it.
So many, oh my gosh.
Josephine,
Oh
thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, we're gonna have to see you again at some point.
We're gonna see her all the time as...
So
technically, yes.
If she stays.
First of all, I've seen this.
I'll send you a response.
Okay.
I've seen this in Mission Impossible 3. Here's how you get rid of the bomb in the brain.
Oh God, I have such a crush on Carrie Russell, and I cannot watch that scene.
Dude, it's
I
brutal.
cannot watch that
It's so
scene.
good. The trick is you got to get a defibrillator and stop Lassie's heart.
What
to
I
trick
do
the device
is
into
I
thinking
grab
that
the script of the movie and I tear it
just
in
rip
half.
that, and then we'll resuscitate her and bring her back.
That would be independent of the function of a device
Right.
that old
Well,
could probably
thank
use
you. Sax was kind
Possibly.
enough to let us to go over tonight. Thank you, crew, for sticking
Yeah.
around.
Beaming out of
Thank
her
you guys
head.
so
Yeah.
much for an
Beaming out of
amazing
her.
game.
Oh, you and your beam shenanigans.
I can't. I can no. I can't go
we
go
do.
back. Go back. I wasn't done. I wasn't ready.
Next Monday night, we'll
yo,
have
hard
our
same.
season finale of Shield of Tomorrow, Season 2.
Pretty good.
You guys will be
Well, now I'm
approaching
a rat
Shackleton Expanse. Rue has finally unmasked Dryden and learned that there is way more to him than they thought. And you uncovered an interesting piece of information tonight, and we're not done because there's a lot of reveals coming. There's a lot of things coming for everybody's character. Setting up the next season of the Shackleton Expanse. There's a lot more than just the unknown waiting for y'all out in space. There's each other.
Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to Amy Dallin. Amy Dallin is so good on this show.
Job.
It's going to be a real bummer that next week is her last week because Gates McFadden is coming back for season 3. So you were really, really good as a doctor.
Argue with you.
But we figured out Gates' contract, so she's coming back for season 3.
Watch her on the show.
But years from now, people will be like, you know what? Amy Dallin was really good. I really
I'm
liked her
an
in season 2.
underappreciated.
She got a bad rap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You feel underappreciated.
Let me get to work.
When Gates is the iconic doctor, and there'll be the tiny splinter of Phantom that's like, I liked the Throlo years, and everyone else will be like, you're crazy.
The Throlo seasons were great.
I'm glad that Lassie finally get to hit on Throlo a little bit. It's probably not the last we'll see of that. Probably not the last we'll see of that. So that'll wrap us up for tonight. Welcome back. It's so nice to have our science officer back. Welcome back.
You did a good job.
Thank you. You did. Thank you again, Joe. We'll see you again as you are becoming a more permanent fixture as part of our extended cast on Shield of Tomorrow. Joining the ranks of Xander and Jackson and all the great, wonderful co-stars we have that are operating on the ship.
But I'll send you an official response.
I want to hear more about your character because Joe went and you went here. Hold this up before we cut. I know we got to get out of here, but I want you to hold those up if you could, please.
Oh yeah.
So real quick, just so you
I
know,
love them so much.
Joe comes from. So first of all, you should know that if you think Joe does such a great Scottish accent, it's because Miss McAdam here is the only person in her family that doesn't have a Scottish accent. They're all French Scotsmen and women in their family, and they are huge.
I love these. I love them.
Huge Star Trek fans.
It's full of facts about ships and about tactical maneuvers. There are tactical maneuvers in there. Tactical maneuvers that I've never seen.
How?
Joe comes from the Star Trek fandom family. So we're gonna have to dig into those, but I gotta.
There's only 2 of them. There's so many. There's so
Oh my god.
Those
So
have to be
catch us
online
here
somewhere, right?
next Monday night. It'll be our final episode before the break. So come by and see us next Monday night for more Shield of Tomorrow. Until then, folks, hailing frequencies are closed. Thanks for tuning in to Shield of Tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll be here every week with the ongoing adventures of the USS Sally Ride. New episodes air on Geek and Sundry Twitch and Alpha every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to see more, you can start your free 30-day trial on projectalpha.com.